The following is a presentation of Manatee Schools Television in association with TV production teachers and students.
For the fans, it starts at the end of August. Labor Day marks the unofficial end of summer and the start of a new season, football season. For these athletes, it begins well before that. The sweat of summer practices gives way to game day and the bright lights of Friday night. In Manatee County, there's a tradition of players and of programs. Tonight, there is history. A history of programs that produce players at the next level and beyond.
Look at Tommy Frazier. How many tackles can one man break?
Tonight, a new generation looks to make their own mark as we get set to crown a district champion. Tonight, it's Palmetto at Manatee, your high school football game of the week on MSTV. And tonight, it's not just about the history. It's not just about the district championship that's on the line between these two teams. Tonight, it's also about county bragging rights and that mythical county championship. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Joe Canaan Field at Hawkins Stadium. I'm Skip Will Hoyt, and alongside me, my broadcast partner, longtime Manatee County football coach Chris Conboy. And, Coach, we've got ourselves one heck of a ball game tonight.
It's a big one, Skip. We got a big game for county bragging rights for the district championship. We got a beautiful night, good crowd coming in. This game's been being played for a long time, for 100 years, and they're going to renew the rivalry tonight. We should have a good one.
Yeah, this football rivalry goes back to at least 1925. These two schools merged in the 1940s, and they've been playing ever since 1960 in most years. So there is a lot of history here. But again, the added element tonight with the District 13, the 4S championship on the line for both of these teams, undefeated in district play so far. They've both beaten Lakewood Ranch, and that playoff berth, that guaranteed berth, is on the line. And both teams still alive, even if they don't win tonight, more than likely, based on the strength of schedule formula that the Florida High School Athletic Association has got. So, but there's still, you want to get a guaranteed ticket to the dance, you got to win tonight.
That's right. And Palmetto's, they took the back seat for a long time there in the 80s and the 90s. And the last couple of years, they've stepped it up and won, I think, 3 of the last 5. And they don't like to be called little brother anymore. They want to be an equal with Manatee, and this is their night to prove it right here.
Absolutely, with all that stuff on the line, and again, county bragging rights are right there. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and listen into the Star Spangled Banner, the national anthem right here that's playing behind us. Just press pause on this for right now. Anthem. There's the Manatee High School color guard, and outstanding job as these teams get set to take the field. And we set the table talking about the history. Let's just talk a little bit more about the playoffs right now in Region 4. Manatee, the second-ranked team behind the Venice Indians, and your Palmetto Tigers are ranked 6th right now out of 7 teams. And Lakewood Ranch, although they're 0-2, as you can see right there in that graphic, they're 5-3 overall, 0-2 in district play. They're still alive. So with one more week to go, and Palmetto right now also facing an open week. Their regularly scheduled opponent for the last week of the season, Ida M. Baker, they had to bow out, play a district game as a result of all that hurricane rescheduling. So Palmetto's looking for an opponent next week, especially if they win this ball game tonight. It's all about seeding. And if they don't, they need to strengthen that schedule so they can get in on that Florida High School Athletic at-large berth formula.
Yeah, when we talked to Coach Marino, he mentioned that even if they do win the district, you can bump yourself up to a number 2 seed, which would be huge. I don't think you can get number 1 seed, but he could get up to a number 2 seed with another win next week. That would be big. Maybe an extra home game, a second home game. change the opponent you're going to play, lower seeded opponents, so that's big. But like you said, tonight, I don't know if you could jam more activities and history into a night tonight. We got everybody wearing pink for the pink out. We had Dennis Stollard's 50th anniversary as a coach celebration before the game. It was senior night for Manatee. They're honoring the 1992 state champions after 30 years of winning the state championship. Palmetto's just here to win a district championship. So we'll see if any of those distractions play into this at all.
Now, all told, it's just a cocktail of awesomeness, and it's got everybody jacked up for this game. The fans, the players, the coaches, the students, the faculty, you name it, and this game is on the line tonight, everything. So when we talk about coming into this game, both teams, we saw the records earlier out there, Manatee 5-2. And Palmetto 5-3 on the season so far. And Palmetto coming off, they're putting together a good string of victories in games that they've played over the last several weeks, turning it on ever since that Clearwater game where they made the move to put Kyrie Marshall from linebacker to running back, and their offense has just exploded in that meantime, averaging 17 points a game before that move and averaging almost 40 points a game since that move.
Yeah, after the Sarasota game, the Palmetto staff, according to Coach Marino, sat down and decided, they had to make a change. And it was more than just moving Kyrie Marshall to running back. They started playing with the tight end a lot more, Kyle Nemzek and Jamil Williams at fullback, and running a little more 21 personnel, putting a little more emphasis on run and establishing the running game. And since they've done that, like you said, the offense has taken off. Xander Smith's stats at quarterback have exploded since they started running the ball more effectively. He's been much more effective. So everything's worked well for him there.
And Manatee coming off you look at Manatee losing last week's game 31-20, but that was against a Cardinal Gibbons team that has won 3 out of the last 4 4A state championships in the state of Florida. So you talk about quality opponents and quality points for even playing somebody. Manatee was able to still rack that up. They feel good about themselves, had a couple of turnovers and a lot of penalties in that game that took away an opportunity for victory against Cardinal Gibbons. So really, despite the loss, Manatee and Palmetto both coming into this game with a lot of positive vibes and a lot of momentum behind them.
Yeah, talking to the Manatee staff, I think they felt like they played one of their better games last week, even though they lost by 11. Like you said, they had a couple of big penalties and turnovers, but it was against a high-quality opponent, and I think both teams are confident tonight coming in here.
And we still are celebrating on the field, have yet to see the Palmetto smoke machine take flight there, and we've got Manatee lined up as well. And it looks like we still got some celebrations going on at midfield there. And there's your captains for tonight for Manatee getting ready.
I think we have County Commissioner Reggie Bellamy out there, a former Manatee High basketball coach and Palmetto High basketball coach, football and basketball player at Manatee. He'll tell you he's the only person to play for both Canans. He played football for Joe Canan and basketball for Harry at FCC. He's also one of the few to play Division I football and baseball for Manatee County. Not many. We've had a lot of great athletes, but not many guys have done that. And I think he's going to be doing the coin toss for the game tonight.
Well, that's very fitting, but he can't be the only guy to ever play for both Canans. That just doesn't even sound right.
I believe he is. I believe he is, yeah.
Well, according to Coach Jim Phelan, who's behind us, he is. So there you go. Good job, Reggie.
Jim Phelan, who coached the defensive ends in 1992 on the state championship team, and then was the defensive coordinator on the 2011 state championship team, and has won a couple of championships over at St. Stephen's since moving over to the other side of the shake pit, I like to say.
The other side of the pit.
They moved to the other side of the shake pit.
And you can see the coin toss as the captains take the field out there. There's our Bradenton Mayor, Gene Brown.
Commissioner Bellamy looking very dapper in his hat.
A lot of local politicians out there, elected officials, I'm sorry.
Quite a few. Commissioner Van Ostenbridge is out there on the field earlier during the ceremonies.
Let's see if we can get an indication of who's going to win this toss tonight. Looks like Palmetto's going to call it. Making sure it's not a two-headed coin.
You know, for many years, Skip, this game was played on Thanksgiving Day. From 1925 to 1934 was known as the Thanksgiving Day Classic, and they played it every Thanksgiving at the end of the season. And it's fitting now that it's being played late in the season because it's playing for a district championship. That's what I like about this. The last couple of years, they played it earlier in the year, and you didn't know if it was going to mean that much or how good of a season the team was going to have.
And I don't think it's been called the Thanksgiving Day Classic in quite a while, so we have to refer to something else. The Manatee River Rivalry is what you floated out there.
Yeah,
I like that. I like the sound of that.
That's what I call it. Everybody has different names for it, but
I've heard the Green Bridge War, the Green Bridge Battle, as you see Palmetto taking the field, and they are hyped up for this game all week long. You know, when you go out there and visit practice, they were dialed in this week. A lot of discipline. You know, when we look at the difference between Palmetto practices at the beginning of the year and this week, there was really not much.
I noticed that Palmetto was holding the smoke machines this year. Back the last time they came in here ranked very, very highly, they put the smoke machines on the field and burned it. And
that's probably not going to go over well.
No, that ended up 62-0.
As you see the Hurricanes now taking the field as well. And they are also dialed in. You go to both practices this week, and you see the difference from earlier in the year. And even listening to the coaches, you know, Josh Phillips telling his guys as soon as they took the field, hey, this is where you start that intensity. You don't wait till Friday night to bring the intensity. Bring it to practice. You practice like you play. And again, we saw that on both schools as we went out to practice this week. So both of these teams, the coaches, the players, they are ready.
Yeah, it was obvious compared to back in August when we saw the teams practice that the intensity was up. There was a little more focus. You mentioned nobody playing around, you know, a lot less talking, more focus on what they had to get done to prepare for the other team. Both these teams have played several, you know, common opponents. They have film on everybody. These guys have played each other since youth league, growing up. So you know, in Manatee County, they know each other. Some of them are relatives. They got cousins on the opposite team. So this is always a big game.
Again, we talked about bragging rights, but there's also that mythical county championship we alluded to before. And not everybody's able to play, everybody across the district, but when you sort it all out, this is the county championship game, the de facto county championship game, not just the district championship game. And Palmetto, the only team on the field right now, Brandon Gonzalez just about ready to kick this thing off, tees off the 40-yard line, and Manatee still on the sideline. Here they come. So Manatee will start off on offense first, barring something unforeseen with the kickoff anyway.
Keyshawn Smith is back deep with Sanders, it looks like. I think that's two. No,
it's usually
seven.
Ramsey
That's
Cole
seven.
back there along
Ramsey
with Bon.
Cole. It is Ramsey Cole.
Along with Bon Bean, but tonight it's going to be Keyshawn Smith, number 22, along with Ramsey Cole, number 7, back deep for the Hurricanes to receive this kickoff. And again, Brandon Gonzalez, he of the good leg for Palmetto High School, set to kick this thing off.
Keyshawn Smith's dad, Keith Smith, played at Bayshore, your alma mater. His grandfather played baseball and football at Palmetto and played at MCC and played pro baseball for several years.
That's what we love about Coach Conboy. The history of Manatee County comes to life every Friday night for Game of the Week action. And here we go. Brandon Gonzalez set to kick it away and put this pigskin in play. And from his 40, it's going to be a low end-over-end kick right to the goal line, returnable. And that's going to be Ramsey Cole, and Cole out past the 25, near the 30-yard line. Still a little action after the play. We've got some Palmetto Tigers and Manatee Hurricanes tussling it up out there after the play. No flags on the field. It's going to be first down and 10. Manatee from about the 29-yard line to start this game off.
It's like the 24. It's the 24-yard line.
Check that, 24.
Looked like the big tight end for Manatee getting a little tussle there. Kobe Keenan with Dastan Chikatayev.
Dino. We'll go with Dino.
He gave us permission to call him Dino.
He doesn't know how he got the name, but he doesn't mind us calling him that.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. First down and 10 from the 24. And Sanders in the backfield.
You got
Johnny
Squinteri starting at quarterback. They will use two quarterbacks. Bootleg on the first play here.
And Squinteri's going to fire deep, and that's looks like Bon Bean on that reception.
Incomplete.
Or that was actually Ramsey Cole again, number 7. And that's incomplete. So that pass incomplete. Second down and 10. And there you see the quarterback, Johnny Squinteri, and his numbers on the year. And sophomore Andrew Heidel, who you'll see in this game at some point. Coach Jacques Green likes to split time between both of these quarterbacks. Second down again now from the 24-yard line. And it's Sanders. Sanders tests that left side. Sanders breaks out of the huddle, out of the pack, and Sanders out to the 35-yard line for a Manatee first down. Nice job bouncing out of that pack of defenders.
Yeah, we saw Manatee's offensive line wear down Lakewood Ranch, and by the end of the game, dominate the game. It'll be interesting to see how the Palmetto front, Big Andrew Rumpf and those guys, Derek Foster, how they can hold up against them. And Kyle Nemzik playing both ways, playing tight end and defensive tackle. So it'll be interesting to see that matchup between the offensive line and Manatee. And then conversely, when Palmetto has the balls, we'll see Palmetto's offensive line against that good Manatee front.
First down and 10 now from the 35-yard line. Squitieri hands that ball off to Sanders, and Sanders tries the left side that time and brought down. Excellent stop that time by Williams.
No,
that was Thomas Johnson.
Yep, Thomas Johnson. He's the leading tackler for Palmetto. He's runs the ball very well, sideline to sideline. Very active back there.
Very active.
Every game we've done, I think he's had double-digit tackles probably.
Yeah, Johnson with 64 tackles on the year, 10 of them for a loss. Active indeed. Second down now, maybe a loss of almost a yard on that play. So it's going to be second down and just over 10, almost 11. Fakes the handoff to Sanders, and that Bean looked like he took his eyes off the ball. Pass hit him in the hands at the 45-yard line, incomplete.
Yeah, that ball's got to be caught. He'll tell you that, I think. I think Bob Bean will tell you he's got to have that. They had soft coverage down here in cover 3 through a slant. It was a good throw. Might have been a hair behind him on his back shoulder, but you got to turn your shoulders and get under control and make that catch.
And it's going to set up now a third down and long situation for the Hurricanes. Third down and about 11 yards to go from the 35-yard line.
Watch for the big tight end here. Third down situations, they like to go to him.
And Squitieri's under pressure. Squitieri's going to be brought down that time by that Palmetto defense.
Jacoby Morrell, big number 10 coming in from the end.
And that's going to be his second sack, 2.5 sacks now in the year for Jacoby Morrell. So outstanding pressure by the entire Tiger defense as we take one more look.
Yeah, he beat Nico Rodriguez there, the left tackle, and came underneath for the sack. We get 4th and 12 now, and Manatee's going to kick it away.
Joey Colonesso on now for the Hurricanes.
Manatee likes to use a rugby punt where they'll roll out with the 3-man wedge back there. And
Rock Lodge back deep for the Tigers. And there's your rugby punt.
End over end.
Nice bounce right to Lodge inside the 30. Makes a man miss, and Lodge cuts it back across the field. Rock Lodge out near the 40-yard line and down at the 42. And Palmetto will begin first down and 10 from their own 42-yard line. Nice return.
Really nice return. Making moves, but gaining ground while he made moves. He wasn't losing ground. So he was getting north and south and ends up getting about a 14, 15-yard return there.
So Palmetto, after a nice defensive start, they gave up one first down against the Hurricanes there. They get the ball back in outstanding field position after that stout defensive performance on the first drive.
Be interesting to see if Palmetto tries to get number 41, big number 41 started right away. Kyrie Marshall.
Zamarian Lang to the bottom of your screen. Adonis Moise and Rock Lodge at the top. Moise in motion. And that's going to be Marshall on the handoff, and Marshall's going to go nowhere.
Well, that play was right from the start. Looked like he bobbled the snap. There was bad timing with the motion. That was all messed up with the timing there.
And Ian Johnson Kelly looked like he was in on that stop for the Hurricanes. Big 55. He's got 10.5 tackles for a loss. And that one's going to be right there at no gain, so we can't add to that total.
We'll be calling that name a lot. Ian Johnson Kelly is he's going to be making plays all night long. Rushing the passer, playing the run. He's a big time player. Only a sophomore.
Second down and 10. And Smith going to throw this ball. Smith looks over the middle, intended for Moise, a little bit high and behind for Adonis Moise, and it's going to bring up third down for Xander Smith and his Palmetto offense.
Xander Smith, a little high on that throw there, heavily recruited. He's got an offer from Indiana and Kansas. I know he's visited a couple other schools. Started in varsity as an 8th grader at Braden Christian. Been at Palmetto now for 2 years.
And great size.
Really,
you look
very
at the
good.
kid.
He's the kind of body you want. He's playing much better the last couple weeks as they've started to run the ball more effectively.
Lang and Moise at the top of your screen. Marshall in the backfield. And Smith is going to set up the throw on 3rd down and 10. He's got a receiver wide open. Adonis Moise. And that was 6 points, and the breadbasket dropped.
That's a touchdown if he catches nobody within 10 yards of him.
Wow. Big break early on for the Hurricanes.
Perfectly thrown ball, too. I mean, great protection. The offensive line did a great job protecting. He was sitting back there clean in the pocket. Throws a perfect ball. You can't throw it to him. You couldn't run out there and hand it to him any better than that.
And Adonis Moise seen fewer targets over the last several weeks as we've seen Rock, Lodge, and Lang take over as the primary targets for Xander Smith. And we thought that Moise was going to be a game changer at the beginning of this year.
Well, he still has game changer ability, but if he does stuff like that, he's going to get even less targets.
And now we've got Von Bean back in there along with Ramsey Cole to receive the punt from Brandon Gonzalez. Under heat, and Gonzalez just drops the ball under pressure. Manatee picks it up, and Manatee's still returning that football. One man to beat, and Daniel Dunbar picks that ball up and gets it outside the 10 to the 11-yard line. And wow, we've got a flag down, it looks like maybe, unless that's a towel. Can't tell if it's yellow or white, but it Manatee, it looks like they're going to retain possession of this football. They're still celebrating on the sideline.
They're going to get half the distance for a face mask. I think it was when Kyrie Marshall was getting blocked and he was trying to get the blocker off of him.
Here's another look at it.
Yeah, he comes clean.
And you could tell that Gonzalez knew that punt was going to be blocked, thought about trying to hold it back and run with it, and there's your face mask.
Yep.
And he just dropped it as he was trying to decide whether to run or try to punt it away. So a big play for the Hurricanes in a big game in a big moment.
Big momentum changer there.
And the Hurricanes are going to set up shop just outside the 5-yard line. Squitieri,
they like to hit that tight end down in the red zone.
And off to Sanders. Sanders up the middle.
Rumpf,
he'll get pushed back.
Andrew Rumpf, number 5, big number 5. Good play.
And that's going to stand him up just past or right at the line of scrimmage. Looks like it's going to be no gain on the play. 2nd down and goal.
2nd down is a down you want to go play action. 3rd down, defenses expect you to pass, but 2nd down, you want to go play action on 2nd down. That's when you can catch people sleeping a little bit.
Do something different.
Whether
you're going to roll your quarterback out, do a little waggle with your tight end.
I expect a little rollout here. They'll probably bring the tight end underneath the line of scrimmage into the flat up to the wide side or something like that.
And let's see what we got cooking here. And they're going to hand it off again to Sanders. And Sanders picks up a couple of yards that time down to the 3-yard line maybe. They'll give him forward progress to, or maybe even the 2.
Manatee's going fast. They may just want to assert their physicality on him here.
They're going to spot it at the 2-yard line.
Run the same play. There it is.
There it is. You got it. He's into the end zone. Corey Sanders with a 2-yard touchdown run for the Hurricanes following that semi-block punt of Brandon Gonzalez. I don't know exactly what you want to call it, but it's a turnover anyway you slice it.
It'd probably technically go down as a fumble since I don't think it ever hit his foot. It would have been blocked easily, or he might have been tackled before it got kicked.
Yeah, there you go.
That looked like Coach Green just saying, you know, we're going to run the ball on these guys and showing his offensive line that we're putting it on your back. And we're going to run the ball 3 times in a row and get in the end zone. And we're not trying to trick anybody, and we're not trying to be fancy.
Joey Colonesso on with the extra point attempt. Von Bean gets it down, and that extra point up is good. And so with 7:25 remaining in the opening quarters, the Hurricanes with an early 7-0 lead on that special teams turnover by Palmetto. And let's give a little love to that offensive line of Manatee down at the goal line. Nico Rodriguez at left tackle, Bruno Gutschow at left guard. Aiden Clark starting tonight at center, Hayden Ridgely at right guard, and Xavier McKinney at right tackle. And of course, you got to love giving credit to that tight end, the 6'7" Kobe Keenan as well.
He's more than just tight end. He lines up as an H-back, and he let him in the hole all 3 of those runs. It's like a little counter they run, or a little fold. You fold him in like an ISO, and he's the lead blocker, so he does a lot for them. And they utilize him, and then they'll come back probably in the next series or 2, and they'll fake that handoff and roll out, and they'll slip him out into the flats.
And all those players up front, seniors with the exception of Aiden Clark, who's getting his first start or third start tonight at center. He's a sophomore. So a big momentum, game-changing play perhaps early on in this ball game. And Manatee set to kick this thing off for Palmetto's second offensive possession of the night.
It'll be big to see how Palmetto responds to that. Are they going to panic? You know, are the kids going to panic? Are the coaches going to panic? Or are they going to be able to just play through that and just stick with their game plan? Obviously, the game plan worked. The guy dropped the ball. Was nobody near him. Would have been a touchdown. They wouldn't have been punting, and that wouldn't have happened. So.
My, oh, my, how the fickle football gods could be. And this is going to be turned again by Rock Lodge. And Lodge is going to be met inside the 25-yard line and brought down. Nice tackle that time by the Hurricanes.
Number 9.
That's Tervon Jackson, the free safety on special teams, making that tackle.
Thought maybe Rockland Lodge had a little seam just to the left of there, and I don't think he could get to it. Looked like they had a guy walled off.
And not quite the same field position they had for their first possession, but this one's going to start off at the 24-yard line. First down and 10 for the Tigers. And Manatee, you know, one of the good things about, you know, they were missing a couple of their defensive linemen earlier in the year, and that allowed guys like Marcellus Ponder to get out there. Tyreek Robinson and Ponder now starting tonight. We'll see Nate Schofield in there rotating as well. Jerron Hill got a lot of experience. He's starting tonight. So you've got a good, deep defensive line for Manatee.
An uncovered receiver down here to the bottom.
In the slot, but it's going to be a handoff to Marshall. Marshall with a nice run up the middle. And Tyreek Marshall down to the, or up to the 34-yard line. That's going to be a first down and 10 for Palmetto. Nice carry.
Tyreek slow getting up. 99 for Manatee's down. Trainer's coming out.
So we'll take a little bit of a break in the game action as the trainers tend to the injury on the field.
Yeah, when a kid goes down, you kind of hope it's just got a wind knocked out of him or something, and you know it's something he can come back from. He rolled over, and they don't seem to be looking at his legs, so it could be maybe just the wind knocked out of him. Oh, we got a live look in at Braden River in Southeast.
Tied up in that second quarter.
7-7.
Now, they started their kickoff of their game at 7 o'clock, so they're a little bit further ahead than what we've got here at Manatee. That's a nice little technical wrinkle that we've got added to this
We got it all.
tonight.
We got it all here at MSTV.
And Robinson gets up and jogs off the field under his own power. I think you're right, Coach. It looks like he just had the wind knocked out of him.
And that can be a scary feeling if you ever had it happen. If you get a helmet in the gut or knee in the gut, and for a second there you lose your wind and you don't know what's going on. And sometimes you'll react like it's the end of the world, and it goes away pretty quick. But he looks like he's going to be all right over there. Palmetto 1st and 10. They did get the ball on Kyrie that time, and now they're taking him out.
And Schofield comes in along that defensive line along with Jerron Hill, Marcellus Ponder, and Ian Johnson-Kelly.
They're in empty. Palmetto goes to empty now.
And Moise in motion and fake the jet sweep. And Smith is going to keep that ball across the 40-yard line, maybe the 41. Nice pickup of maybe 6 yards on the carry.
Yeah, that's a zone read. I mean, not a zone read, a jet sweep with a read. And you see the end chasing out. He just keeps it. And Xander Smith can do that. He's a big, strong kid. He can get you 5 or 6 yards. He's not going to run 80-yard touchdown runs, but he can move the chains and run 5 or 6 yards.
Palmetto now with a 2nd down and 5 just across the road, 41-yard line. And they got twins at the bottom with Lodge and Malik Calloway. Marshall in the backfield.
I think they'll go back to Kyrie here.
And Williams in an H-back spot. And they're going to throw this ball. Smith looking deep again. And Smith goes back to the other side. Lodge is open. And Rock Lodge with the reception inside the 20-yard line. And Palmetto with their own big play again. Twice going downfield. And the second time's a charm.
Beautiful over route. Perfectly thrown ball. I mean, he really has thrown 2 beautiful long balls. Nice route by Rockland Lodge. Run the over route from the right side going all the way across. Smith looked to the right side. Looked the safety off and then put the ball up over the top perfectly.
I mean, you're talking about touch like that on a deep ball. I mean, it's amazing. And what really impressed me there was that was not his first read. He double clutched and pump faked that ball to the right and then immediately went back to the left and hit his man in stride. Yep. Outstanding throw. Great catch. And first down and 10 for Palmetto inside the 20 at the 19-yard line.
Palmetto bringing a sub in at receiver. Joe Hills is in, 81. And delay game. Down. Every week, Skip, we talk about the operational penalties, pre-snap operational penalties, how that kills coaches, boy.
get you fired up.
It didn't seem like that long of a time. They must have set the ball pretty quick.
They had to get downfield a little bit, but
well, so did the refs and the chains. They don't set it till they put the chains down. Maybe the chain crew's just in that good a shape they beat the team down there. And they do have play clocks here at Hawkins Stadium, Joe Kinnan Field at Hawkins Stadium, the house that Joe built. But I don't know if they're working. Right now it's showing 25, but they haven't set it. We'll see if they're working. I didn't know this before the last play.
Here we go, resuming play now after that penalty.
Yeah,
it's going to be first down and 15 from the 24.
The play clocks are working in the end zone.
Louise again in motion, flag down again. I mean, this is another pre-snap penalty.
They have 12. 12 guys on the field.
After a penalty
After
before.
a penalty, yeah. This is unbelievable.
Somebody might want to check Coach Marino's blood pressure after that one. I mean, you're talking about 10 yards going backwards after a first down and 10 from the 19. That just saps the momentum out of that big play.
Yeah. Two steps forward, one step back. Yeah, once again, pre-snap operational penalty. Self-inflicted, unforced error.
And now you're behind the chains, first down and 20.
Yep.
From the 29.
But you're probably in 4-down territory anyway, I would think. So if I'm calling the plays, I'm calling it like it's 1st and 10. And that's what they did. They run the ball to Kyrie.
And Kyrie Marshall off the right side, back inside the 25 to the 24. Pick up a 5 yards for Marshall. That's going to be second down and 15. They brought down by Max Freeman for the Manatee Hurricanes.
Yeah, Tyreek back in, 99 back in for Manatee, so he's all right. It was probably just got the win right there, like we said. The coaches, Manatee coaches, love him. He's got great grades, great attitude, hard worker.
You got 3 receivers at the top of your screen: Moise, Lodge, and Callaway. And then Lang to the bottom. And Smith is looking Lang's way. Double coverage in the end zone, a little high for Nuka Lang, and they've got another flag down on the field. Looked like a little contact down in the end zone.
Yeah, I didn't like the decision there. You know, the safety was jumping on him. He had a corner outside. They had him bracketed. He might have gotten a call on it, but I don't know if I'd be throwing that ball in there.
And they're going to indeed call pass interference against the Hurricanes.
Discussion is here. Of course, they're going to take the penalty.
We might as well take this opportunity to introduce the referees and umpires. Referee tonight is Dan Music. The umpire, Jeff Bogomil. Head linesman, Gary Evans. The line judge, Terry Evans. Back judges, Will Rogers. And our clock operators up here in the booth are Craig Violet and Tim Wiseman. So there you go. Got that out of the way. It looks like they're going to need introductions tonight based on the number of flags that we have out there already.
Yeah, so it's going to be 2nd and 4, I guess. Was half the distance or just
15 yards. But I thought it would have been automatic first down.
They didn't. No. And it only went 15. And they went half the distance because they were inside the 25. So.
Second down and less than 5, about 4 yards to go. And Smith stumbles a little bit coming out of this drop back, and it's incomplete in the corner of the end zone.
I thought that was more like interference than the play before.
It's like Malik Callaway was the intended receiver that time.
Yeah, and he was under pressure. He had to get rid of the ball. It was actually a pretty good throw. He put it in a place where only his guy could catch it out in front. You know, either your receiver makes a great catch or it's an incomplete pass. You come back and live to play another down on 3rd and 4. I like to call 2nd down the play action. That's what I was saying earlier. I like 2nd down play actions. You don't have to throw on that down.
3rd down and 4 from the 11-yard line. And like you said, Coach, Palmetto likely in 4-down territory here, although they are easily within Brandon Gonzalez's field goal range. Let's see what they do here. Kyrie Marshall right up the middle. Marshall, touchdown Palmetto, wide open hole
nice
that
cut,
time.
Nice cut, big hole, but it was just a little left to where he started. He made a nice jump cut right at the line of scrimmage, and then it was clear sailing into the end zone.
And Palmetto, extra point penny, getting ready to tie this thing up with the Hurricanes with 5 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in the opening frame.
Good job by the interior of that offensive line at Palmetto. DeAndre Berry, the junior center, senior Teddy Powell at right guard, Jacob Stewart, only a sophomore at left guard. Getting a good push there, creating a big hole for Kyrie Marshall to scoot through for a touchdown.
Yeah, the Tigers say anything that you can do, we can do better.
Yeah, and that was huge just to come back after the mistake on the punt and then the 2 penalties and to just stay calm and, ride through the storm and get in the end zone, tie the game up. That's a big momentum switch.
Smith gets that ball down, and Brandon Gonzalez boots it through, and indeed we are tied up from Joe Canaan Field at Hawkins Stadium with 5:09 remaining in the first quarter. Your score, 7-7, Tigers and Canes. So a lot of action so far, Coach. Big plays, momentum-changing plays, but both teams able to kind of grip or get a good grip on what they want to do here, and we're knotted up at 7.
Well, we got Manatee got the the break, getting the ball inside the their offense got a break, defense made a break for them, but it'll be not. We have to see now what Manatee can do if they can generate an entire drive, go the length of the field, the way Palmetto just did, going 75 yards.
That's true. They only had one first down on their initial drive before they had a punt. And then they got that big play on special teams in a short field for their score. And that Palmetto defense well rested, one would imagine as well. So Brandon Gonzalez getting set to boot it away from his 40-yard line.
He is kicking into a slight wind. That might be why that first one didn't get in the end zone, because we normally see him kick the ball into the end zone. It looks like the wind is kind of quartering, coming out of the northwest there. And Palmetto is kicking towards the west end zone.
And we've got Smith back again. And here we go with Brandon Gonzalez. And Smith and Ramsey Cole deep, but that's going to be taken by an up back. And it looks like Sanders. And Corey Sanders with a nice return out past the 30-yard line. And that's where Manatee is going to begin first down and 10. So pretty good field position. And it looked like that was an intentional short kick by Gonzalez that time, not anything that was impacted by the wind.
I think he's trying to kick it low because of the wind, and I don't know if he wanted to go that low. His first kick was more of a line drive, so I think he's trying to keep it down out of the wind and probably got on top of that one a little bit more.
They're going to spot that ball at the 32-yard line for the Canes, first down and 10.
And Squinteri's still at quarterback for Manatee.
Sanders in the backfield behind him, and it's going to be fake to Sanders. Oh. And that time, wow, we've got...
That's an outstanding play by number 8, Caden Bodden there. They're in a bunch, and he just blew up the bunch and got a holding call and broke up the pass.
So that's going to that looks like a hold, you're saying, on Kobe Keenan.
Yeah, that's definitely a hold, but he just blew up the whole bunch. Here's his, well, no, we're cutting over to a,
that looked like a little cut in with Southeast that time again.
Thought we had a Southeast highlight coming up there.
I like to be able to look in on those games, though. That's nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
He blew that thing up.
He did. He blew it up. He blew up 2 blockers and the receiver, and that's how you defend that, right?
And now we talk about Manatee taking steps backwards. They're behind the chains. First down and 20, just as Palmetto was on their last drive. Let's see if they got any recovery in them, just as the Tigers did. And that handoff to Sanders that time. Tries the right side before he's pushed back. Jamil Williams, outstanding job. Still driving Sanders back. And it looks like a very minimal gain on that play for Sanders. Maybe a pickup of 3.
I've mentioned this before. Jamil's brother, Sean, played tailback at Manatee back in 2006. So he came to a lot of games at this field and watched his brother play. And he stepped up and filled the gap there, textbook for a linebacker.
Second down and 17 now for the Hurricanes. The ball's on the 19-yard line.
And now you can see Jamil Williams back playing a half-field safety. He's that versatile. He's athletic enough to play back, play half quarters, half.
And that pass, Kobe Keenan, the intended receiver, the tight end, out across the 35-yard line to the 36. Nice pickup on second down for the Hurricanes. Not enough for the first down, but enough to make it a third and manageable.
Yeah, good game, good throw. Then you get that big target going down the middle of the field. It's easy for the quarterback to see him. Running up the seam there. Jamil Williams hits him, and then the linebackers finish him off.
Nate Dawes in the play as well. Third down and a long 6 to go, maybe 7. Squitieri got his receiver, Bond Bean, and Bean across the 45 for a Manatee first down. Nice play by both the quarterback and receiver that time.
Yeah, good throw and catch. Well-designed play out of the bunch.
And And Manatee moves that chain. So again, both teams first down and 20, getting behind the sticks, but making the plays when they needed to get back and get that first down. Manatee still on their side of the field, however, at the 46-yard line. First down and 10. Sanders back in the backfield now, and he'll get the carry. Tries the right side. Sanders, Corey Sanders into Palmetto territory and dragged down just outside the 20-yard line. A pickup of at least 34 yards on that run.
Yeah, big hole over there. He just hit the hole full speed down the right sideline.
Let's see where they spot this ball. It looks like at. They're going to move that thing
Manatee's
back.
trying to go up tempo here.
They move that thing back to the 23-yard line. And they're going to snap that ball. High snap. And Squitieri's going to field that, and he's running for his life towards the sideline. And Johnny Squitieri just trying to pick up any positive. And we've got a late hit out of bounds.
That was a terrible, terrible play.
Yeah,
quarterback's running out of bounds, and he shoves him with two hands a yard out of bounds. He's going to give him a first down.
Both players hustling, but that was just unnecessary contact. You talk about it. That was right there on that Palmetto bench as well, and those coaches can't believe it.
I don't know if they didn't like the call. I didn't like the play by the defender. It was mean. It was
These referees
useless.
are calling this game close so far. We saw minimal contact in the end zone, pass interference.
Yeah.
That's a big call to make.
Yes.
And here we go, two hands on, not a forceful hit out of bounds, but it was hands on.
Agreed. But they know what this game is pretty heated, and they're probably trying to keep control of the game. But I mean, when the guy's going to give up and run out of bounds 20 yards short of the first down marker, you just let him go.
Yeah, I mean, Manatee was going to be behind the sticks once again, and now they've got a first down, and that ball's moved inside the 15-yard line to the 13-yard line, just inside the 14. So first down and 10 for the Hurricanes from the 14-yard line.
I think the penalty was on 24, Jaden Dunbar, I believe.
I didn't see who they called it on or who that trailing defender was.
I think
Take
he
your
was
word
also,
for it, Coach. You're all over that stuff.
I believe it was.
And we've got a little bit of a pause in the field.
If
as
it
the
wasn't on
referees-
Jaden Dunbar, I apologize. I didn't see the replay, so.
Here comes the white hat. Back across the field. Looks like the chains. He's trying to get the chains to reset where they, I don't know what they're doing behind the yardstick there.
They did.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's going on here.
It looks like they're short of the first down maybe, and they're going back to the original line of scrimmage.
It's a personal foul should be an automatic first down. Shouldn't a personal foul be an automatic first down?
That's what I thought about the pass interference, but you know, when you
pass
got
interference, I
it
didn't.
was
it's
half
not
the
high
distance
school,
at that time, yeah.
But it is short of the first down. Apparently, it's going to be 1st and 1.
Interesting. Can't say I've ever seen a first down and 1. So here we go from just inside the 14-yard line. First down and 1.
Second down now, they're saying. If it was a dead ball, it should be second down.
That's continuing action.
Yeah,
That's
it's
not
second down. It was dead ball because he signaled dead ball, personal foul because of late hit. So that's why, and that's why it's not automatic first down. It's a 2nd and 1. Either way, big play to help Manatee. Ooh,
And Corey
Big hit in the
Sanders is
backfield.
stuffed in
Rumpf.
behind the line of scrimmage, and Big Drew Rumpf, number 5, for the Palmetto Tigers, says no, sir. I mean, you talk about what you thought was going to be an easy conversion, second down and less than a yard. Well, how does third down and more than 2 sound? Big play for the Palmetto defense there.
that was a huge play. We've already seen Rumpf make a couple of big plays tonight. He's fired up tonight.
In the backfield, no less. So that ball is going to be spotted back at the 15, a loss of just over a yard. It's going to be about 3rd down and 2 now for the Hurricanes. Sanders once again in the backfield, Keenan in motion, and he got a little bit of a head start turning upfield.
And they didn't call it.
They did not call that.
I don't know
Sanders
how
with
they
a
didn't
carry.
call it,
He's
but they
going to
came
be
up short. It's 4th
Sanders
down.
is short, exactly. So it was pretty obvious with illegal motion, but no
The
flag on the
Palmetto
field.
coaches are asking the same thing right now. They don't understand why that's not being called.
And we're going to have ourselves a 4th down and
There
1.
goes number 6 in motion. You can see him leaning forward right there before the snap. They're going for it on 4th and 2.
Big play right here.
Timeout Manatee. Timeout Manatee.
Probably a good timeout.
Yeah. They might just be trying to draw them off sides. Well, if they're going to draw them off sides, they should have waited and called a timeout after they tried drawing them off sides.
Yeah, and
they might just be rethinking what they're doing here.
I think that's what they're going to do, because if you wanted to go for this, my best bet is going to be quick hit them. I mean, get up to the line of scrimmage, just go quick.
Well, they may not have liked the play they called, or you had second thoughts, or maybe the personnel that was in there. They wanted to make sure this is a big play. If you are going to go for it, you want to make sure everybody's on the same page, and you're not rushing up to the line of scrimmage and getting a penalty.
And they're spotting that ball between the 15 and the 14. I thought that Sanders got a little bit closer to that yard to gain. So this is not really that ideal quarterback sneak distance that I thought it might be. So this is 4th down and a good full yard, a little more than a yard to go.
Yeah, a little more. I'd say it's almost 2. It looks like the first down marker is on the inside the 13-yard line, maybe from the. It's 4th down.
Yeah,
ref signaling 4th. They got 4 on the down markers. 4th down and 2. The scoreboard here has 3rd down, but I think they corrected that.
And here's the handoff fake to Squitieri. And Squitieri tries to unload it before he's snacked. Incomplete. And Palmetto's going to take over on downs. Big play by that Tiger defense.
They were trying to slip number 7, Ramsey Cole, into the flats behind the line of scrimmage, but there was so much penetration from the Palmetto front. They just blew it up. He couldn't get through there, and he had to get rid of the ball before the receiver could even get out into the flat. So great defensive, great penetration by the defensive line on that play. Coach Walls will be celebrating that one. Greg Walls, defensive line coach for Palmetto, will be happy about that series.
And what was a promising offensive drive, albeit with some penalties mixed in on both sides, it comes to a dramatic and sudden end at the 15-yard line, and that's where the Tiger offense will take over 1st down and 10. Now under center is Xander Smith, and he's going to hand that ball off. Marshall off the left side, and Marshall near another 1st down, pickup of 8 yards. Nice carry on 1st down.
I'd give him 7.
They're going to spot him after a 7-yard pickup. It's still a nice pickup on 1st down, Coach.
Very good, very good. I'd take 7 all day long.
Oh, that's a win, baby. So the ball's going to be spotted now at the 22-yard line, 2nd down and 3 for Smith and that Tiger offense.
Coach Marino and Coach Stolp showing a propensity of play action on 2nd down. We'll see if they do that here on 2nd and short. Try to get somebody to pop open.
It's a good down distance to do it.
Yep. And they
moved. In motion. We got movement and a flag down on the field, and that's not going to be 2nd and 3 for long.
Nope. Number 4, Callaway. Malik Callaway flinched in the slot there.
And that's got to be at least a 4th pre-snap penalty against that Tiger offense. So,
I mean, when you think about all the pre-snap penalties and the drop balls and the drop punt, and it's 7-7, you got to feel pretty good if you're Palmetto right now.
They're not going to get a delay of game here as they run back to the line of scrimmage. Smith is going to roll out to his right. Smith fires downfield. He's got Lang, and he overthrows, Rock Lodge, and he just overthrows his intended receiver, incomplete. 3rd down for the Tigers.
Yeah, they run a little boot there, and he was looking for the backside post. Looks like Rockland Lodge was taking a little flatter. Xander was trying to throw him up the field more. It looked like he was trying to take it flatter. A little miscommunication there. Or it could have just been an overthrow.
Well, with the touch that Xander Smith has shown tonight on those deep balls.
Well, that penalty is brutal when you're looking at 2nd and 3. It changes to 3rd and 8, and then 2nd and 8, and then you throw it, it's incomplete. Now it's 3rd and 8. Those penalties will kill you, pre-snap penalties.
You think it's a passing down, and indeed it's going to be as Smith sets back the pass. He looks in the direction of Callaway. Callaway on the sideline. Nice toe tap at the 39-yard line. 1st down and 10, Palmetto.
We got a flag down here.
Another flag.
Roughing the passer.
Foul.
Roughing the passer. So they're going to tag it on there.
Add on 15 to the end of that. And that's going to put that ball into Manatee territory just like that. You go from a 3rd down and 8, beautiful pass, great toe tap job on the sidelines by Callaway, and tack 15 more on, and it all adds up to a 1st down in Hurricane territory.
This is a smash concept. You got a hitch out here and a corner route behind him. He's reading the corner, and the corner was staying up on the hitch. He threw it over the top of him, threw a perfect ball, just inbounds. Nice catch by Callaway. That makes up for the penalty.
That's a catch on Sunday. That's 2 feet in. That is nice. And that ball is going to be spotted at the 46-yard line of the Hurricanes, and the Tigers once again on the move. 1:27 remaining in the opening quarter. We're tied up 7 apiece from Joe Canaan Field at Hawkins Stadium. And Xander Smith again under center. Kyrie Marshall in the backfield, and Marshall with a handoff right up the middle. And Kyrie Marshall dropped hard that time by the Hurricane defense. And that was Daniel Dunbar with a tackle.
It's another 6-yard gain, though, almost 7.
You know, we talked about how Kyrie Marshall runs with aggression, a violent runner.
Yeah.
And again, you saw that there, and a nice spin move in the hole, but Dunbar said no thank you.
Well, but if the other team's corner is making tackles, it's going to be a long night.
There it is.
The
Again,
offensive
that
line
little
did a
jump
good job
cut.
there.
You got that jump cut again, Coach, where he's able to see that hole open up to one side, and he's able to make that cut. Just instinctive running, especially for a guy that was moved over from linebacker just 3 games ago. Play action fake, and Xander Smith got a man open, wide open. Adonis Moise, touchdown, Palmetto.
Great
wow.
throw.
Again.
Great throw.
And there's that big play that we anticipated out of Adonis Moise. And again, Xander Smith, money on his deep balls.
This is the best I've seen him look. I mean, he's throwing the ball on time. He's throwing the ball accurately. He's staying in there when there's pressure in his face and getting hit after throws. Just playing a great game so far. If you keep this up.
And that big passing attack from Palmetto is really the difference in this ball game right now. Manatee's got no answers. Only 2 teams have even thrown for over 100 yards on this Hurricane defense all year long. And there's been an interception in every Hurricane defense, or by that Hurricane defense in every game except for Braden River. So this secondary is getting tested like they have not been tested all year. And Brandon Gonzalez gets that extra point up and good. And so with 25 ticks on the clock left in the opening quarter, Palmetto moves ahead by a touchdown. 14 unanswered points now by the Tigers, and they've got themselves a 7-point lead as we get set to head into that second quarter in just a bit. Wow. A lot of action out there. Big plays, game-changing plays again.
Yeah, I mean, the Palmetto offense has only stopped itself. Manatee hasn't stopped them yet, really. It's just they've stopped themselves on drop balls and penalties. Other than that, they've just gone through the Manatee defense pretty easily.
And there have been some nice runs. Marshall's got a few of those already in this ball game, so it hasn't been just the deep ball, but Xander Smith is on fire.
Marshall's got 42 yards on 6 carries right now.
Nice. And I believe that's 8 yards per carry if my math is okay. No? Wait.
7.
48.
7.
Yeah, 7. Sorry.
Your math is not okay.
Well, I'm not a mathematician.
Math is fun.
6 times 8, 48. I remember that now.
It's a new
times
math.
tables have been, no, it's not new math. It's old math.
Oh.
I'm just an old man.
I thought you were using the new math.
No, it's that's Keyshawn Smith that time with the catch, but it's in the end zone. It's going to come back to the 20-yard line where the Hurricanes will start first down and 10, down 7 points.
Using that new Common Core math you came up with.
You're really going to go back to my math. Yeah, you know, that's why we have calculators and phones.
We don't have commercials till the quarter, so that's what calculators and computers are for.
I use my phone for that. Or fingers, actually. That's a finger equation right there. It's not high-end algebra or trigonometry.
Now, we'll see if Manatee can answer. Now, Palmetto was able to answer.
Manatee's got to answer. When you talk about momentum, it's securely on the side of the Palmetto Tigers right now, and Manatee needs to steal it back. First down and 10. High snap. Squitieri tosses it. Sanders to the right side, and Sanders hunted down by that Palmetto defense after a gain of maybe 3 yards.
Palmetto's defense can run to the ball, so if you're going to try to run outside on them, they're going to run to the ball.
And that was Keyshawn Smith with the carry and not Sanders that time. So Keyshawn Smith with the pickup about 2 yards after they spot that football. Second down and 8 for the Canes. And that's going to do it for the end of the first quarter. And wow, you talking about an eventful first quarter. 3 touchdowns on the board, a whole host of big plays, and it all winds up with a 14-7 score. Your Palmetto Tigers in front of the Manatee Hurricanes. And we'll be back after this message from the School District of Manatee County.
Before coming to Manatee Technical College, I was definitely struggling with finding a purpose in life, but after going through the PCT program, I definitely discovered that I have a passion for patient care. Coming into the healthcare field, I wasn't sure if I'd be able to do it, but everyone was very helpful. Every skill they taught me was able to be transferred over into the workforce. Turns out that the field that I'm in is in super high demand, and I actually got a job while I was still in the program during my clinicals. I'd encourage anyone who is looking for a career change to definitely start at MTC. It's definitely made a huge difference.
When I drop my kids off and I see that they're on time and they've been delivered safely, it gives me a lot of personal satisfaction to have done this for the community. I would encourage anybody who is like me, retired, to look into this and consider, because it really has worked for me.
Start a great future with the School District of Manatee County. Apply now at manateeschools.net/careers.
And we're back for the start of the second quarter, first place. Johnny Squitieri picks up about 3 yards on a quarterback scramble for the Hurricanes, and that's going to bring up third down. Actually, check that. He didn't really pick up 3 yards. He picked up maybe 1.5 yards. That ball spotted at the 23-yard line, just inside of it. Now, here we go. Big third down conversion for the Hurricanes here, Coach. 3rd down and 7, and they need this conversion. Otherwise, Palmetto, not only with momentum, but they get that ball back in offense, and they've been hot.
Yeah, we haven't seen Manatee hasn't showed any sign of being able to stop the Palmetto offense yet, other than penalties and Palmetto dropping the ball on their own. So they do need to get a first down here and get some momentum going here offensively.
And Sanders in motion. Squitieri fires it out to Bean. Bean makes a man miss, but Bean's going to be short.
Great play by Rumpf.
And
great play by Rumpf coming from inside and running down the wide receiver
Big man
screen.
on a fast man. You don't see that too often, but you're right, Coach. In space, great tackle, and that's going to force the Hurricanes into a punting situation. 4th down and a long 3.
That's great recognition, great hustle, playing to the whistle, all that stuff. Andrew Rumpf.
And Adonis Moise, after catching that long touchdown pass on the last drive, is back deep to receive this punt for the Tigers.
I don't know if you know this. If you ask Andrew Rumpf, who the only coach was to ever let him pitch in a baseball game.
It sounds like Coach Convoy.
Yeah, it was. I coached him in Little League when he was 10.
And you're sure that's the only time it's ever happened in his life?
Yeah, he quit playing baseball after that.
We've got some movement, and Palmetto enticed to come across the line on that motion by Manatee. Outstanding coaching. Dennis Stollard, 50 years in the game. There you go.
I think he got that from Braden River. Braden River did it to them, the exact same formation. They shifted.
Whoa, and that's going against the Hurricanes. They're calling illegal motion or a false start here. Now, there were 2 men in motion.
Well, they're shifting.
3 men.
Well, if it's a shift, they can shift.
They were in motion.
Well, it's not motion unless the ball snapped.
Well,
they're not supposed to be on the line. If they're on the line, then they can't go in motion. If they line up off the line, which I think they are.
And so, after all that, Manatee is going to punt this thing away. Joey Colonesso, nice punt. And Adonis Moise moves to the sideline. Nice roll. Let's see where they mark that thing out of bounds. And they're going to mark that, it looks like, at the 35-yard line. You got to give credit to Colonesso right there on that punt with the roll, if indeed that's where they spot this.
No, they marked it up at the 45.
There we go.
It went out of bounds.
Hard to see where that ball traversed the sideline from this angle, but the referees are all over that thing, and it's going to be inside the 45-yard line at the 44. Palmetto with outstanding field position with a 7-point lead and all the momentum in this ball game.
The referee should be all over it. It seems like there's 12 of them out there tonight, the number of flags we've seen.
Everybody's getting in on the action.
Yes.
So we've got Marshall in the backfield.
Starting every series with a run to Kyrie Marshall. One of these times they're going to play action over the top.
And Moise in motion. We got another flag down. That's
left tackle for Palmetto, 53, flinched.
The pre-snap penalty.
His left leg flinching there. I don't know if they got somebody else, but I saw him moving. Well, after he put his hand down, so that's four pre-snap penalties now.
At least.
On Palmetto.
I was thinking 5, but
I think it's 4 plus a face mask.
Well, we all know my math isn't very good, so we'll go with 4. And now that ball on the 44-yard line. 1st down and 15 for the Tiger offense. Lodge and Callaway to the bottom of your screen. And Marshall with a handoff. Marshall, nice job knifing through that attempted tackle of Ian Johnson Kelly to get positive yards, and probably about 3 yards on that pickup at least.
Yeah, that was a blown block there, and Kelly was in the backfield. It was Johnson Kelly was in the backfield. He really did a good job just to get back to the line of scrimmage and get a little gain out of that.
Marshall comes off the field for the Tigers. Looks like we're going to go empty.
Yep, like 4 wide receivers and a tight end.
Trips to the bottom of your screen.
No tight end. They don't have enough guys on the field. I got 10.
That's what it's looking like.
So they're going to get another pre-snap penalty. They're going to use a
timeout. Smith comes over to the sideline, not happy about that as well. We still don't see another running back coming out onto the field. So there we go now,
21.
finally, Devon Thomas.
Yeah, they got to clean that up. I mean, the way they're moving the ball and the way they're playing defense, they clean that up.
They've been able to overcome it with the deep ball. So for every step back that they've taken, and they've taken a few.
Can't rely on that there. You got to be able to, especially when you get the lead later in the game, you don't want to be throwing the deep ball. You want to be able to run the ball, and you can't do it if you keep putting yourself behind the chains.
And eventually that well will run dry. You're right, Coach. And here we go. Palmetto set this time. Again, trips to the bottom of your screen. Tight end this time in the H-back spot on the opposite side. Empty set. And he's looking at Lodge, and he's got Rock Lodge. Sanders does, and he's going to be driven down right there. Again, it is a short pickup, but nice tackle by DeMontez McDowell that time for the Hurricanes, and Lodge still down to the ground.
It's going to be 3rd and 7. He got about 5 yards on that. He hit the shallow coming across underneath. He had 2 seam routes run out there, and then Manatee had that covered. He held the ball, then dumped it off for a 5-yard gain to Lodge, which is now you have at least you have a 3rd manageable now instead of holding the ball and getting sacked or trying to force the ball in.
3rd and 7 from the 47-yard line. And Marshall back in the game. Beside Xander Smith in the shotgun this time. Twins to both sides. Smith sets up the pass, looking right side. Smith has got Rock Lodge. Rock Lodge open and down to the 25-yard line. 1st down and 10, Palmetto. Again, a beautiful throw by quarterback Xander Smith and great separation by Rock Lodge at the secondary.
Yeah, they was running three verticals against cover 2 there, it looked like. Rock Lodge is bending it over the middle. He gets down there about 15 yards and bends in a little. Between the safeties, throws the ball. Xander throws a nice ball over the linebackers and hits Lodge.
Ball at the 24-yard line. 1st down and 10 for Palmetto, and they are on the move once again. And Manatee has got a bone up right here, already down 7 points. Kyrie Marshall slams into that Hurricane defense before they drive him back. It looked like Jerron Hill, along with a host of other Hurricane defenders that time to drive him back for a minimal game, no gain on the play.
Yeah, there wasn't much there. They had pretty good, the Manatee front had pretty good penetration there. Kyrie slammed it in there, got a 2-yard gain out of it.
It is 2 yards. But they didn't move the sticks at first.
Yeah, it's going to be 2nd and 8.
Eight seconds on that play clock.
They may not get this off. They got to hurry. You got to hurry here. You got 5 seconds left.
Smith still getting up under center. He's going to get it off with 2 seconds, and he's dropping back to pass, and he looks to dump that off to Williams. Incomplete ball.
You got a penalty here. It's either going to be roughing the passer or a holding. It's in the backfield. Holding on Palmetto.
And again, marching the wrong direction.
And that was bad from the beginning. They're rushing to get the snap off and not getting lined up in time. I think a couple of the Palmetto players are getting a little emotional. You know, they were in field goal range before that penalty. It may not be now.
Brandon Gonzalez has got a good leg, as long on the year's 35 yards. They're not quite there yet.
No, he was making them from out to 50 during warm-ups though. So
yeah, he's got a stronger leg than that.
he can make it. It's in his range.
I think Palmetto's proclivity for wanting to go for it on 4th down is why you don't see that many long attempts.
Yeah.
But Gonzalez is certainly capable of doing it.
Yeah, Dave Marino has shown he will go for it on 4th down multiple times this year once he crosses the 50. So.
But this is decidedly out of field goal range, inside the 40 at the 39-yard line right now. But we're dealing with 2nd down. So it's 2nd down and a country mile to go, 24 yards.
Yeah, but you got a couple of downs here. You don't have to panic. You can still run the ball. You can run your short game stuff.
And that time is fake to Williams, screen to Williams. And Jamil Williams makes a man miss. Jamil Williams still on his feet, down to the 21-yard line. Nice chunk play on second down to make it
got
third
a flag.
and
They're going to call holding on
another flag
on the block here by the receiver, an alignment on the DB down here, right on the Palmetto sideline. The Palmetto coach is not happy about that call. We'll see it here. They called it on 53.
A little bit outside the pad.
Or 9. I don't know who was on, but it didn't look like either one of them was holding there.
I saw a hand outside the pad for maybe a second. Right there. And he did pull. He pulled with that hand. I can see that call all day long.
On 53, Keyshawn Brown-Smith, tough series for him. He had the illegal procedure and then the hold.
Wow. Well, a great play. I mean, Jamil Williams on that reception making guys miss and putting Palmetto in a chance to convert. And now they're back on near midfield to the 46-yard line.
But it's still second
We
down.
already know about my math, so I don't even want to try to count how many yards to go for this first down. But we're looking
30.
at – there we go.
Second
30.
down and 30.
I thank everyone around me for that math. 30 yards to go, second down.
And you don't need to get it all in one play. Like I say, you got at least 2 plays to get back into field goal range and then decide if you want to go for it on 4th.
So maybe 3. And Nasir Edwards behind Smith at tailback for the Tigers.
They're telling us something about the clock. We don't run the clock. I don't know what they want.
4th and 2. Wait, what? Coach Marino. All right.
6:42. They changed the clock to 6:42.
And it's 32 yards according to the scoreboard.
It may be.
It is. I can see that now.
Yep.
So second down and 32 from the 46-yard line. And Edwards is going to get that handoff, and Edwards met immediately in the hole that time. Marcellus Ponder there for the Hurricanes. And that's going to be a loss on the play. And that's going to bring up third down and 33.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to running on second down, but I wasn't not real pleased with that call.
Trying to catch him sleeping right there, thinking it's going to be a pass.
Well, then maybe I can see if you're running a draw or something.
Right,
like that.
you would expect a delayed draw perhaps.
Some sort of misdirection, but
as it is, third down and 33, crazy threes. Let's see what the Tigers pull out of their hat here.
Maybe they were figuring that with Kyrie out of the game, they wouldn't be expecting that.
Or maybe they're figuring with Xander Smith's touch on those deep balls tonight, they got a chance, and it's going to be a short dump off. And Kyrie Marshall, with no one out there in the flats, drops that ball. Not saying he would have got the first down, but he would have had a lot of yards and maybe got into Brandon Gonzalez field goal range. As it is, fourth down and 33, and Palmetto's going to have to punt this thing away.
Big momentum swing for Manatee there. Let's see if they can do something with it on offense.
Boy, twice Palmetto near that 20-yard line with a first down and driven back. Penalties playing a huge role on that drive for the Tigers that time.
Well, penalties played a huge role for the whole game. Continual pre-snap penalties, and Manatee got one on their punt team. And Manatee also had the interference, so not a very clean game.
Ramsey Cole and Bon Bean back for the Hurricanes, and that Gonzalez punt high and deep. And that bounce is going to be a great Palmetto bounce, and that ball dies on the 3-yard line. Outstanding punt by Brandon Gonzalez that time.
Wow. That ball came down at the 5 and just settled at the 3. It didn't bounce forward at all. Turned it over nicely. Good ball. That thing get up above almost up above the lights here at Hawkins Stadium.
That thing was out of view from our window, that's for sure.
Yep.
So Palmetto, even though they're stopped and stymied on that drive after it looked like they were about ready to add to that lead, now backs Manatee up inside their own 5-yard line at the 3. So it's a tall task ahead for the Hurricanes. Down 7, 5:38 to go in the opening half. And again, the Class 4S District 13's championship is on the line tonight. County bragging rights and that mythical county championship all on the line right now for the winner of the game tonight.
Now Manatee's got their back pinned back against their goal line here, and
good time for play action and a deep ball, baby.
A lot of people like to do that.
I'm one of them.
You get a holding call in the end zone, though. That's a safety. So there's a lot of things can happen down there.
Yeah, like we were talking about last time. What was it?
I think most fans are in favor of that until you ever have the job of calling plays. Then it becomes a little less easy to call that play when you're down there at the 2-yard line. Oh,
dangerous
snap.
snap. And Squitieri in the end zone. He's going to be
Safety.
sacked for a safety. And boy, the shotgun snap rears its ugly head again for the Hurricanes.
I think it was Drew Rumpf again. The shotgun snap was to his left.
But give credit to that Palmetto defense for being on the spot right there. And they add to that lead. It's now 16-7, and they're going to get that ball back. Wow. Here we go. Take another look at it.
Snap goes a little left. We saw that in the Lakewood Ranch game. And it's Heidel is in there at quarterback. It was
that
10.
Is 15.
And it was 10 on the safety.
And he got bent backwards that time.
Jacoby Morrell. Jacoby Morrell, another big play. Had a big play earlier. Gets the safety there.
So with 5:32 now remaining in the half, 2 points added of that 7-point lead. 9 points now. There's math. 9-point lead for Palmetto, and they're going to get that ball back.
I'm not sure I'm going to put a second quarterback in at the 3-yard line.
That's a dangerous
when the
spot.
other guy's been playing for.
That's why I didn't even think that they made a substitution down there.
Yeah, I didn't think to even look for that.
That's an odd time. And it results in disaster for Coach Jacques Green and that Manatee Hurricane team.
And now Manatee's kicking from their 20, so Palmetto should get good field position.
And Colin Esso is going to use his tee here, just kick this thing away.
Yeah, he does have the option to punt it if he wants after a safety. It's a free kick.
Lodge and Moise are going to be back deep for the Tigers. And that ball falls off the tee. Not much of a wind, a little bit of a breeze out there.
Actually
That
totally
has
actually changed directions now. It's now blowing from the east. Pretty good.
And it
Totally
has
turned
picked
around,
up, actually.
Yeah. I just noticed that.
And Colin Esso is going to be short, very short with that, and it's going to be fielded at the 40-yard line. Devon Thomas at midfield. Outstanding field position again, and Palmetto and Manatee mixing it up after the play. No flags down, and Palmetto with outstanding field position. And tempers are flaring out there.
Yeah, both staffs have to get these guys out of control, under control. It's going to cost them the game with a stupid penalty.
And just when Manatee thought that they might have an opportunity to sneak a little bit of that momentum back, one play disaster.
Well, I did mention the possibility of a safety when you're snapping the ball down there by the end zone.
That was on a deep pass.
Yeah. Or a bad snap.
You didn't mention the bad
snap.
snap.
Or a bad snap. It can happen either way.
And let's be honest. That snap could have been fielded cleanly. It was off to the side, but that snap was bobbled, and that bobble is all the Jacoby Morrell.
The timing of the play is off, and the play was probably going the other way, so the defender is not being blocked that direction.
And this time, Kyrie Marshall slams into that Hurricane defense, which
gain.
drags him back. No gain on the play. Whistle blown dead. Maybe a yard for forward progress. Let's see where they spot that ball.
I think he's right at the line of scrimmage.
It looked like it to me as well. And that's where they're going to spot that ball at the 49-yard line. No gain on the play. Second down at 10.
We got 4:59 here. This Palmetto would like. This is where you want a 4-minute drive, 50-yard drive. Take 4 minutes and
close the half out.
Yeah.
Don't usually see that.
They get the ball first in the second half. Palmetto. If they can get the 2-for-1. If they can use up the rest of the half here and score, and then try to get the ball in the second half and score again.
Boy, this is tight splits, and they're going to throw out of that formation. And Smith
throw.
wide open, Rock Lodge again.
Short of the first down, though. He's going to be it's going to be
That's
close.
going to be that's actually right at the sticks. I think they're going to.
He's giving it to him.
They are. That's going to be a first down for Palmetto at the 38-yard line.
Yeah, it's nice throw.
Well, actually, they moved it back to the 39, but it looks like they're still moving the sticks. I'll tell you what, they moved that ball back to a spot where it looked like they didn't get the first down, but they're giving it to them.
Now the sticks are moved.
They are. And we've got a timeout on the field with 4:29 left to go in the second quarter.
A little flood route over here, that vertical, a short guy in the flats, and then he hit Rockland Lodge and on the sail route, the deeper route, and he had to slip to go down and catch the ball, but I don't mind. I'd rather have a receiver go to the ground and catch the ball, get his head down where the ball is, rather than trying to reach down with their hands. We saw Kyrie Marshall last series reach back with his hands and drop the ball. But it was a good job by Rockland Lodge going down and catch the ball. Good throw by Xander and good protection for Palmetto again.
And Xander Smith, over 1,400 yards on the year so far, 12 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. They only average about 143 yards a game. They're well over that already tonight.
I'm very impressed with Palmetto's offensive line's pass pro tonight.
Kyrie Marshall, right side. Kyrie Marshall burst into the secondary for a first down at the 25-yard line, and Palmetto on the march once again. We've been down here before, though, Coach. Let's see if Palmetto can maintain themselves this time. Ball spotted at the 26-yard line. That's still good enough for a Tiger first down. And Kyrie Marshall again, big yards.
The Palmetto staff got that play in very quickly. They don't mess with any more of the delay game penalties.
And good movement by that Hurricane defense. Good penetration that time.
No
It looked like Robinson in there in the middle. Check that. Ian Johnson-Kelly there to make contact first for the Hurricane defense. No gain in the play. Second down and 10.
And Marshall got up and was kind of chirping at the guy who tackled him, and Palmetto got him. The Palmetto staff got him out of the game right away.
Good job by that coaching staff, like you said earlier,
Yeah.
getting their guys under control. Tempers are flaring out there. A lot on the line tonight. And this is still a close ball game, 9-point game, but Palmetto looking to tack some on to that. And Devon Thomas now in the game in the backfield behind Xander Smith for the Tigers. Moise in motion.
False start on Palmetto.
And they did call
That's
it.
Callaway. Or no, it's Lang.
Moise.
Number 7.
And we talked about it, Coach.
Pre-snap again.
Palmetto getting down into the 20-yard line range, and then those penalties taking them back.
Yeah,
Self-inflicted wounds.
Yeah, you'll hear fans say, well, the ref called a lot of penalties on our team, or, you know, when there's holding and stuff. But when guys are jumping before the snap, there's nothing you can say about
No.
that. They got 12 guys in the huddle. They're going to get a penalty here. They're going to get away with one if he doesn't call it. That should have been a penalty right there. They had 12 guys in the huddle.
Second down at 15.
They might have had 13. I think 2 guys came out of the huddle.
They did. And that time is Devon Thomas, and he'll get to the 30-yard line, pick up maybe a yard. And that's going to bring up third down and about 14 now for the Tigers. And they're not quite into the range where you would expect Brandon Gonzalez to try a 47-yard field goal.
If I'm calling plays here, I'm taking a shot here into the end zone, try to hit somebody on a deep ball. If it's picked off, it's like, you know, they get the ball at the 20, they got to go 80 yards.
I'm trying to get in field goal range.
I'm
I'm gonna go with the screen pass to Kyrie Marshall.
They've been
right
down here too many times. I'm going deep ball here. I'm going Nuka Lang down here, number 7 on a vertical.
Lang and Moise to the bottom of your screen, almost a false start on Moise, and he's going top side to Callaway.
Dropped.
And that's dropped right in the hands, and that would have been not a first down. That would have been inside the 20 and easily within the range of Brandon
Looks
Gonzalez.
like Callaway's limping a little, maybe cramping, or that was actually a pretty good ball. That ball was a little high.
But it still catchable.
That's a first down if he catches it. And that's
Palmetto got away with a little flinch that time as well. Adonis Moise, no flag on the play, and as it is, incomplete. Fourth down at 14, and
these Palmetto receivers
they're gonna kick it.
Are Division I players. They need to make that play.
They're going. Brandon Gonzalez, 47-yard field goal attempt here. So this will be his long of the season. Right now it stands at 35, but he's got the leg.
Into a strong wind, though. He's going into a strong wind right now.
And nice kick by Gonzalez. And that thing, it looks like it's no good.
Missed left.
Looked off, off to the left, but
plenty of distance.
Wow, nice leg into that wind.
Yeah.
That would have been good from 60 yards, it looks like, had it been accurate. So Manatee catching a break. 1:59 left to go in the opening half. Still down 9 points, but they have got to move the ball. They have not done anything on their last several possessions.
Yeah, they have to give Palmetto the ball to start the second half. So this is vital for Manatee to get some points. Even if they can just get 3 back here, would be great.
Bring it within a score.
A 2-minute drill, get down to the 20-yard line, get a field goal. They got to try to get at least 60 yards here and kick a field goal and try to get some momentum going. We're going with 2 backs here.
And that ball comes out of the 20-yard line. Smith in motion, handoff to Sanders, and Sanders is going to try the left side. He'll be stopped for minimal gain, maybe 2.
Yeah, that's big number 10 again for Palmetto. Jacoby Morrell playing a great game. He's had 3 or 4 big plays.
Active in the backfield.
Yep.
Second down now, and they gave him 2 on that play, so second down and 8 from the 22-yard line. 134.
Matt Brazelton, the defense coordinator at Palmetto, will give them 2-yard runs all day long now at this point.
They faked the handoff that time, and And it's a nice completion that time. Heidel out to Kobe Keenan, the tight end, near the 40-yard line. First down out of bounds with 1:19 to go in the first half. That's the kind of play that can kickstart a drive for the Hurricanes, and they need it.
Now that's been their offense tonight, really. You had one long run by Sanders when he popped through there, but other than that, it's just been the big tight end, number 6, periodically. Good throw there by Heidel.
Excellent throw. And now the Hurricane.
They don't have enough guys on the field.
There we go. Smith coming in late. And he's going to set up in the slot.
They're going to use
now we're going to have to call a timeout. Exactly. They still don't have the play in.
Yeah.
And it looked like they didn't have the players in. It looked like another receiver coming in late for the Hurricanes. Here's another look at that outstanding play by Andrew Heidel, that throw.
Really good protection there. Nobody even in the shot on the camera there. The quarterback who's able to step into that throw and follow through. It's a lot easier to make accurate throws when you have nobody around you and there's no traffic.
Yes.
When the bullets start flying, it's a little tougher.
I would imagine that's got to be true. It's like kicking in pregame warm-ups with nobody rushing you. Anybody can make that 60-yard field goal pregame warm-ups with no rusher on the tee.
I can't.
Well, most kickers, but you put a rush on somebody and it's a different ball game.
Yeah, but playing quarterback at this level of high school football, people who haven't done it have no idea how hard it is.
There's a lot that goes on for a quarterback. You got to read that defense. You got to sometimes check out of plays and check into plays, although not a lot of high school guys have got the opportunity to audible. But you've got to be able to either tuck that ball or look for your first read, your second read, your third read.
Meanwhile, you know that Andrew Rumpf or Ian Johnson-Kelly is hunting at you down your backside. So
first down from the 38-yard line, and Heidel drops back. Heidel's under pressure, and he goes down.
It's Morrell again.
Jacoby Morrell.
And Rumpf. They get a half each on that. They both met at the quarterback. Good pressure. Morrell playing out of his mind tonight.
And Heidel was looking deep, and then he saw that pressure. Number 5 and number 10 coming right at him.
Yeah, I mean, Morrell came off the corner and beat the left tackle, and when he tried to step up, Rumpf was there filling him up and filling up the gap there.
Now we got a timeout on the field right now with 1:09 left to go.
That might have been a Palmetto timeout.
That's what I'm wondering, who called that timeout. I mean, it's still second down, but that's a big loss on the play. It looks to be about 2nd and 20 for the Hurricanes.
It still says one timeout left for Manatee and one for Palmetto, so I don't know who was on, who called the timeout. But Palmetto might be thinking they can get them to force a punt here and have a chance of maybe blocking a punt or running one back.
It's decent field position right now for the Hurricanes at the 20-yard or 29-yard line. Second down. But they got to get some chunk right here. They don't need to get the first down on second down at 20, but they need to get at least half of it back.
Look for 6.
Heidel's going to take off with his ball. Andrew Heidel's got room, and Heidel out near the 40, past the 40 to the 43-yard line. Nice chunk play, as we said, on second down, and now it's third down and manageable.
Yeah, it was a good run. Look at his design, quarterback draw probably.
That took 6 seconds off the clock. 1:03 left to go in the half. Ball spotted at the 43-yard line. Here's that big play again. It's going to be third down and 5. Heidel out of the gun. A little bit of a lean by Sanders in the backfield and caught on the sideline.
Give him a catch. He's inbounds. First
Ramsey
down.
Cole, first down.
Nice catch.
Manatee, big play on the sideline, and they needed that. 53 and counting in the ball in the first half. That clock is still ticking. I thought he got out of bounds. And now it stops at 49 seconds. They should have at least stopped it with the first down.
I think they did something with the first down. He started up again.
They lost about 4 seconds off that clock. That's still going. And Heidel's looking deep again. Heidel sets up, dumps it over the middle, and stays on his feet.
Nice catch.
Corey Sanders, a great job of not going down. Takes it into Palmetto territory, down to the 36-yard line. Clock stops temporarily with 31 seconds left.
Spike it here and stop the clock. They're going to spike it. Thomas Johnson had that defended well. He was standing right there. He could have tackled it for a 4-yard gain. He just missed the tackle. So you got second down now.
Second down at 10, 29 seconds, and Manatee as deep as they've been into Palmetto territory in quite some time. So Andrew Heidel coming into the game, his first snap is one to forget about in the end zone. Drops that thing or bobbles that for a safety. but now he's moving this team, and they really could use some points right here. 29 seconds left, not quite in Joey Colonesso field goal range yet.
Palmetto defense looking a little fatigued. I'm not sure if I wouldn't use a timeout here just to catch my breath on defense and make sure everybody knows what we're doing. Everybody's on the same page. Don't give up a cheap score here right before the half. Screen to the receiver.
And
Bon Bean,
nice drop, nice play, out of bounds. Woo, that looked like it might have been out of bounds on the sideline over there, and that clock stops at 22 seconds. Pick up about 10 yards right at the sticks that time for Bon Bean. And Andrew Heidel on the money, and it's got this team on the move.
that was the same screen we saw earlier that Rumpf redirected and ran down. That time he was running at the quarterback. He wasn't out there to make the play. They got a nice gain out of there at 9 yards.
They're going to mark him short. 3rd down and 1 now, so this is a big conversion. 22 seconds left. You know, you've got not really ideal field position for a field goal right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're in his range, and maybe 4-down territory anyway, so they can throw if they want. That looks like what they're doing here.
Heidel's going to throw it. He's got a man wide open, Keenan, and Kobe Keenan has got that ball inside the 20-yard line and down to around the 15. Clock is going to stop at 13 seconds while they spot it. Expect to clock this thing again.
Yeah, they just ran a clear-out route with Bon Bean, and then
and that ball just got trickled into the backfield. The referee dropped it, so they're going to take their time getting this thing.
the clock is stopped till they
placed.
set the first down marker. So
And there we go, 12 and counting.
I would have used my timeout there maybe.
Well, we got 9.
Down
They,
8
wow,
seconds.
clock even ticked after that ball was spiked. So another additional second going off the clock after that ball hit the ground. Let's see if they put one back on.
It's kind of like a wheel stop. He's running a wheel route and just kind of stops in the hole there between the flat and the deep ball going down the sideline. And Bon Bean runs a go route and clears it out. And they've hit it like 3 times tonight. It's obviously something they saw in their game plan that they thought they could take advantage of.
Well, it's a good thing to have that timeout in your pocket now because you want to take a shot at the end zone. And if it's anything short of the end zone, you can at least call that timeout. You've got one play in your back pocket right now with 8 seconds. And that's why that one additional second that looked like it trickled off the clock, man, that's big down here. But let's see what they can do with 8 seconds. And Palmetto takes a timeout right here.
I like that call. You can't take him with you. I say that every week.
Exactly.
Let's make sure we're all on the same page. Everybody get a shot of Gatorade. Catch your breath. Make sure we're ready to go and we know what we're looking for. They got to see what Manatee came out and lined up in on that formation there. That might give them an idea of what maybe they're trying to do. But like you said, 8 seconds, a play could take more than 8 seconds. If you get any scrambling by the quarterback or, if he hits a guy and he makes one guy miss and breaks a tackle or two, then gets tackled, time's probably going to run out. So you got to be really careful about what you do with the ball here. I would tell my quarterback, like you said, a quick shot at the end zone. If it's not there, throw it away and let's kick the field goal.
And be ready to call that timeout just in case it is short. But you got to think you're looking at either Kobe Keenan or Bon Bean here. Keenan with 2 touchdown receptions on the year, Bean with 3, the leading receivers down here. Let's see if they go that or go something with the unexpected. But it's got to be a shot to the end zone. Nothing short's going to do.
I would think they'd be looking for the big tight end down here, Kobe Keenan, and with his size, jump ball, get him going, up the seam into the end zone. Right now they've got him on a nub on the top of the formation there with trips down to the right.
And Bean, the near receiver, on the inside, taking a lot of time, and Heidel into the end zone, overthrows his receiver. 3 seconds left to go on the clock.
That's exactly what they were thinking. They were looking at Keenan the whole way.
He double covered, too.
Yep, and Palmetto knew that, and they had him double covered and bracketed very well. They had no chance, so they're going to try the field goal now.
But we talked about that, and even a field goal, 3 points here, puts this back into a 1-score game. He hasn't kicked it yet, but if Colonesso can put this thing through, that's going to make this a 16-10 ball game, and Manatee able to get a little bit of that momentum back going into the half.
Yeah, this is huge with Palmetto getting the ball first to start the second half and having a chance to maybe go down and get some points. They got to get 3 here and cut it to a 1-score. The field goal will take 3 seconds, so this will be the last play of the half, barring a defensive penalty, which would keep the half all going.
And Bean gets that ball down, and Colonesso puts it up, and it is no good. That looks like maybe it was off to the left. Boy, from this angle, it went right down Broadway, but that field goal is no good, and Palmetto's going to maintain that 9-point lead going into the half. Interesting call.
Yes. Great half of football. Few too many penalties. We have to clean that up, both teams in the second half. And
we get another look at that field goal attempt here. And boy, again, it looks like from that angle it went right down the middle, but again, it's at the angle.
The angle we're sitting at, we have no idea. And our camera is right above us, it looks like, so they pretty much have the same angle. I'm not sure where that missed at.
It had to go left.
I would guess it had to be
because you
left,
saw the ball disappear behind the right upright.
Yeah.
So it went behind that, but maybe to the outside of the left upright. But again, at this angle, it's hard to tell. And as it stands, it's a 9-point lead. And as you said, Coach, an outstanding first half. Big plays on both sides, lots of penalties, and lots of high drama. And again, your score from Joe Canaan Field at Hawkins Stadium at the half, it's the Palmetto Tigers 16 and the host Manatee Hurricanes 7. And we're going to go ahead and take a break and bring you back for the sounds of halftime at senior night here at Manatee High School.
Before coming to Manatee Technical College, I was definitely struggling with finding a purpose in life, but after going through the PCT program, I definitely discovered that I have a passion for patient care. Coming into the healthcare field, I wasn't sure if I'd be able to do it, but everyone was very helpful. Every skill they taught me was able to be transferred over into the workforce. Turns out that the field that I'm in is in super high demand, and I actually got a job while I was still in the program during my clinicals. I'd encourage anyone who is looking for a career change to definitely start at MTC. It's definitely made a huge difference.
When I drop my kids off and I see that they're on time and they've been delivered safely, it gives me a lot of personal satisfaction to have done this for the community. I would encourage anybody who is like me, retired, to look into this and consider, because it really has worked for me.
Start a great future with the School District of Manatee County. Apply now at manateeschools.net/careers.
So I was kind of like in that mode where you're like, do I want to go to four-year? Do I want to go to trades college? What do I want to do? I knew I wanted to do something with my hands. I kind of stumbled across the program at MTC, Electrical and Instrumentation. When I first went in there, I thought we were just going to be learning wiring, how to hardwire, how to build control panels. We did a whole scope of control programming as well. After graduating, I had a job within a week. If I had not gone to MTC, if I had not attended the electrical and instrumentation program, I can tell you right now, I wouldn't be in this trade.
Start a great future with the School District of Manatee County. Apply now at manateeschools.net/careers.
This is Officer Beerholm with your Traffic Officer Minute. When backing out of a driveway or leaving a garage, watch out for children walking or bicycling to school. Be alert. Children arriving late for the bus may dart into the street without looking for traffic. Do you know when to stop for a school bus? Yellow flashing lights indicate the bus is preparing to stop. Drivers should slow down and prepare to stop. Red flashing lights and extended arms indicate the bus is stopped and children are getting on or off. Drivers must stop and wait until the red lights stop flashing. The extended stop arm is withdrawn and the bus begins moving. All drivers moving in either direction on a two-way street must stop for a school bus displaying a stop signal. It must remain stopped until the road is clear of children and the school bus stop arm is withdrawn. On a highway divided by a paved median, all drivers moving in either direction must stop for a school bus displaying a stop signal. It must remain stopped until the road is clear of children and the bus stop arm is withdrawn. On a highway divided by a raised barrier or an unpaved median at least 5 feet wide, drivers moving in the opposite direction do not have to stop for the bus. However, these motorists should slow down and watch for students. For more information on traffic safety tips, follow the Bradenton Police Department at Bradenton PD.
Before coming to Manatee Technical College, I was definitely struggling with finding a purpose in life, but after going through the PCT program, I definitely discovered that I have a passion for patient care. Coming into the healthcare field, I wasn't sure if I'd be able to do it, but everyone was very helpful. Every skill they taught me was able to be transferred over into the workforce. Turns out that the field that I'm in is in super high demand, and I actually got a job while I was still in the program during my clinicals. I'd encourage anyone who is looking for a career change to definitely start at MTC. It's definitely made a huge difference.
And we are back, getting ready for the second half. Your score from Joe Kinnan Field at Hawkins Stadium in a Class 4S District 13 critical matchup championship on the line. And your score, the visiting Palmetto Tigers 16 and the host Manatee Hurricanes 7. And Coach, that was a pretty interesting half, as we said, coming out of the break. Or going into halftime, I should say. A lot of big plays, a lot of momentum-changing plays, a lot of flags too. But nonetheless, a very compelling back-and-forth matchup with Palmetto on top by 9.
Yeah, for Palmetto to be leading by 9 after that many penalties and drop balls, things like that, they've got to be feeling really good. I'm sure Coach Marino went in there at halftime and told the team, they haven't stopped us. We've only stopped ourselves. You need to go out there and put up 3 or 4 scores this half. Manatee, on the other hand, they can go in there and say, we didn't move the ball at all and we're only down by 9. So, both teams can use that argument or that psychology to try to get their team fired up to play the second half here.
Yeah, Manatee missing out on a golden opportunity right before the half as a short field goal attempt for Joey Colonesso sailed wide to the left, and that's the difference in your ball game right now. Palmetto, the real story in that first half for them. Xander Smith, just outstanding touch and accuracy, especially on those deep passes tonight. And
yeah, he was 6 for 12. I was 6 for 12 for 155 yards, but 2 of those were drops of those 6 incompletions, and the other ones were well-thrown balls that were incomplete. But there was never any danger of it getting intercepted or it wasn't thrown. They were thrown in the right spots. There are good misses when you're throwing passes.
And here we go with Colonesso's kickoff traveling into the end zone, and that's going to bring that ball back out to the 20-yard line where Palmetto's going to begin this second half on their own 20, first down and 10.
Looked like there was some confusion between Adonis Moise and Rockland Lodge on who's going to take that kick there. And you got to have a center fielder. You got to have one guy that's designated that it's his ball unless the other guy takes it from him. We used to tell him the guy we wanted to catch it, even though he was standing on one hash mark, he took everything from the other hash mark to the sideline. The only thing the backside guy would take would be balls kicked outside the hash mark.
And that ball had a little bit of heat on it as it hit the ground, though, and bounced right between both of them. Looked like there was some hesitation, but no matter how you want to slice that thing, first down and 10 from the 20-yard line as we get set to go here in the second half.
Now we'll see what kind of adjustments the coaching staff from Manatee and Palmetto have made, and This is where you start to see who's in better condition. Palmetto just ran a guy on the field late. That's going to be a penalty probably.
And that pass intended from Smith to Callaway is going to be incomplete. And I don't see any flag down yet.
Palmetto played with 12 guys on the field, and the ref didn't throw a flag. I don't understand that. He had 12 guys, 7 ran on the field. They had 12 guys. The ref right in front of him saw him come in late, and he didn't call it. You're going to call 25 penalties in a game and then not call a blatant one right in front of you. I don't understand it.
Well, Coach, all I'll tell you is a lot of people struggle with math.
That's true. They probably went to school with you at Bayshore, Skip.
There you go. Second down at 10 now for that Tiger offense from the 20-yard line.
A Common Core curriculum's taking its toll on the high school football game.
And that handoff to Kyrie Marshall that time.
Good run.
Bounces his way out to the right side. Powerful run by Marshall. And wow, a 10-plus yard carry for Kyrie Marshall on second down. I mean, we talked about his violent style earlier, slamming into defenders, but that time mixing it with power.
Yeah, he runs angry and gets 10 yards there. Looks like exactly 10 or 11. Get 11 yards there.
And
probably 9 of those 11 yards came after contact.
This is a big possession, not just for the Palmetto offense with the ball right now, but that Manatee Hurricane defense, especially after missing that field goal. They find themselves down more than a score. First down and 10. Marshall with a handoff off to the left side. Marshall bounces it outside. Marshall cuts it back upfield. And Kyrie Marshall into Hurricane territory. Steps out of bounds inside the 40 at the 37-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 33 somehow. But they'll nonetheless have a huge play into Hurricane territory. Spotting it at the 33, first down and 10.
Yeah, good 35-yard run there around left end. Good blocking on the perimeter for Palmetto. And Kyrie, I mean, he likes to be the hammer and deliver a blow, but he does have speed, and he can get to the corner, and he did it there.
And Palmetto on the move inside the 35-yard line. And we saw this a couple of times earlier in the first half, Coach. Palmetto getting big plays, getting down into Manatee territory, and then the penalties moving it back. Let's see what they can do here.
A little unbalanced there for Palmetto.
And Nasir Edwards on the carry that time for the Tigers inside the 30-yard line. Pickup of about 4 yards.
That was a nice play. They ran a little wham. They brought the fullback back and trapped on 55 on Ian Johnson-Kelly. Got some good push up front. Out of an unbalance, they had trips to the right plus a tight end to the right. I don't think Manatee adjusted to it. If Palmetto sees that, they'll probably go back to it again at some point.
They're going to mark that thing right at the 30-yard line. It's going to be a short 4 of a pickup, so a long 6 to go. Second down. The deep set by Edwards, and Vaughn Johnson, and he's going to get that carry. And Devon Johnson inside the 33. They're going to mark him down at the 32-yard line. Third down now for the Tigers.
Looked like outside zone there, trying to run a little stretch, and I thought he maybe could have taken it out. Kept going out, maybe taking the corner, got a few more, but it's never bad when they stick their foot in the ground and get north and south, get a positive gain out of it. You got 3rd and 5 now, third and 4. Long 4. I'd say it's more like 5. I don't trust the scoreboard.
I think you need to look at that again. It's going to be 3rd down and roughly 4. We'll go with that from the 32-yard line, or from the 27-yard line. Little bit of an early lean that time by Edwards. Screen pass. Williams at the 20-yard line. First down Palmetto at the 16-yard line before he's driven out of bounds. Jamil Williams off that screen from Xander Smith, and Palmetto on the move, but another flag is down. This one might go against Manatee, though, with that tackle.
I think we came in really late. There has to be some extracurricular activity there.
And there's a good shot at, well, not really a good shot at what happened. And we've got unsportsmanlike conduct against the Hurricanes, and that is definitely going to be half the distance right now. And Palmetto setting up shop inside the 10-yard line, and that's going to be first down and goal.
Well, it's probably the verbal variety of unsportsmanlike conduct. I didn't see any contact, but there's a lot of chirping, like we said. The refs are trying to take control of this game. It is a heated rivalry, and somebody probably said something.
That flag came out awful quick for chirping. I'm thinking something.
All the flags are coming out awful quick tonight, except when there's 12 men on the field.
Ball at the 8-yard line, first down and goal for the Tigers. And Xander Smith got stepped on by his center, And it looked like really nobody moved there.
Offsides on Manatee, it looks like.
And you're right, Coach.
They lined up offside. Someone lined up in the neutral zone. It might have been even a DB out there.
That's going to be half the distance again from the 8 now down to the 4-yard line.
Tyreek taking himself out of the game there for Big 99. Tyreek Robinson is taking himself out there. Boy, Manatee just imploding, shooting themselves in the foot here with penalties after the big plays by Kyrie Marshall, 2 big runs.
And they need a big play and a big stand right here on defense. First down and goal from the 4-yard line. Down 9 points.
Down here is where Coach Marino's, he told us their new mentality. You would think they're going to run it here. They go double tight. They're in double tight with Kyrie Marshall in the backfield, so I expect them to run the ball here and pound it.
And they got a flag down in the backfield.
I think he's going to call illegal motion on 41 on Kyrie Marshall. Was moving a little.
We've seen that a couple of times, that early lean by offensive skill players for the Palmetto, and they have not called that yet.
Well, one was on Manatee's tight end, the H-back, and one on Palmetto.
Well, that was an early motion going upfield.
I think Kyrie's was a little fired up there, wanting to get the ball down by the goal line and get going a little early.
And those 5 yards can make a big difference. First down and goal now from the 9 instead of the 4. If you had any thoughts of pounding that rock into the end zone, you might want to think twice now getting backed up to that 9-yard line.
So we'll see if we can get maybe run a string of plays, 2 or 3 plays in a row without a penalty here.
It's a good thing we introduced all the officials before the game, as we've gotten to know them quite well.
Yes. Well, they're still in the double tight. They've just put Jamil Williams at tailback now.
And they're going to throw that. He's looking over the middle, and he's got his man, Callaway. Touchdown, Xander Smith to Marquise Callaway.
Good call right there. They lined up double tight. Made us think they were going to pound the ball and then go play action, and the tight end, who's actually a wide receiver and runs like a wide receiver, is wide open.
And Malik Callaway with his second touchdown of the year.
Yeah, you can see the linebackers up, sniffing up in the line of scrimmage there. The safety had outside leverage. There's no way he can defend it. And this is just an easy throw and catch for Xander Smith and Malik Callaway.
And boy, score 22-7 now with Brandon Gonzalez set to kick the extra point. And there's a snap in the hold, and it's up, and it's good. And so with 9:35 remaining in the third quarter, Palmetto extends its lead, 23-7, 16-point lead over the host Manatee Hurricanes in a critical Class 4S District 13 matchup for all the marbles. And right now it's Palmetto with a commanding lead with this third quarter slipping away.
Yeah, we mentioned Palmetto getting the ball after the half, and that was an opportunity to get 2 for 1 when they missed the field goal. After the penalty, they got pushed back. They missed the field goal. Manatee then had a shot, but
Manatee's just got to simply respond right here.
Yeah, they can't let it go any farther, and they've shown no signs that they're going to stop Palmetto's offense.
None. And the one bright spot when you look at Manatee, though, Hilo had 2 possessions, yes, but his first possession lasted all of one disastrous play on a shotgun snap in the end zone. His second possession,
he moved the
ball down the field.
Nice throws.
Exactly.
Yes,
so now Gonzalez set to kick this thing off from his 40-yard line. The Palmetto fans here at Joe Cadan Field at Hawkins Stadium, they're riled up and fired up.
You wonder how much of that drive might have been Palmetto in kind of a prevent defense and not wanting to give up a ball over the top, so leaving some guys open, not putting a lot of pressure on them.
And that's going to be a short returnable kick.
Takes it to 3.
Ramsey Cole. And Ramsey Cole with the ball's out, and Palmetto jumps on that ball, and they've got to recover.
Evan Stancil recovers, number 9.
And wow.
And Palmetto sidelines going crazy. Their fans are going crazy. That ball, he was hit. I didn't see who made the hit, but the ball went flying in the air.
We're hearing it might be Chikatayev.
Our spotter says it might be Chikatayev. Dino, as they call him. Maybe we'll see who comes in. Yeah, it was. Yes, it was.
Yep,
51. Dino.
It was Dino.
Dastan Chikatayev.
Dynamite. And the Palmetto Tigers feeling really good about their position right now as they take over that ball at the 25-yard line of the Hurricanes. First down and 10, up 16 points, 9:27 to go in the third quarter.
Little Russian roulette there. Chikatayev delivering the blow.
And the Hurricanes need to bow up right here. And Xander Smith, they've got a flag down. Surprise, surprise.
Illegal procedure, pre-snap penalty.
So that ball and that penalty move back now to the 30-yard line. First down and 15 for the Tigers.
We don't have stats on penalties tonight, but there's been a lot. Let's put it that way. On both teams. And the most blatant one they didn't call. So
who's got time to count that? That's a lot of flags on the ground. And it looked like a little bit of movement across the line, but no flag down that time as Kyrie Marshall bounces it out to the left side. Positive yards on first down, maybe 3.
That was a good play by 5. I think it was McDowell for Manatee.
Yes.
DeMontez McDowell, good play, fought off the block. He was there. Kyrie was able to stiff arm him and maybe get a yard or 2. Nice play by the linebacker for Manatee, though.
And it will be only a 2-yard pickup down to the 28-yard line, second down and 13. And that Palmetto crowd again getting loud over here on their feet, cheering for their Tigers. Student section over here, representing the school. Nasir Edwards in the
Smith
backfield.
trying to get the receivers lined up properly on the line so they don't get another pre-snap
And we
penalty.
got
and
another
delay
one,
of game.
delay of game.
The receivers were not, they didn't have anybody on the line of scrimmage out there, and he was trying to get them to line up correctly.
Change 1 5-yard penalty for another.
Wow.
And so that's going to move it back once again, now to the 33-yard line.
I don't understand how that can happen. It doesn't look like a different formation they've run 1,000 times this year. They're going to get penalized for having coaches out on the field, though, because there's no timeout called. And 2 Palmetto coaches were out at the hash mark in the huddle.
Receivers coach Shaq Harris out there.
I can see why. They haven't lined up right.
And now Smith is going to throw that ball on second down. Smith got a man, but
picked off.
Picked off.
And that might go all the way back.
Yahir Diaz still on his feet and inside the 20-yard line. That's his 3rd interception of the season. And Yahir Diaz may have given Manatee that injection of life that they needed to get back in this ball game when it looked like the door was about to be slammed in their face.
Yeah, that was just a bad decision by the quarterback there by Xander Smith. He's played a great game so far, and he's thrown the ball well, and he's thrown it right into a cover 2 safety.
Another look at this pass. He had his man open, but
the safety just sitting on the hash mark. He's just sitting on the hash mark waiting for the ball. If he's going to hit him on that, he has to hit him on up the seam right when he gets by the linebackers. And I'm sure he wants that one back, but we'll see if the defense can bail him out. Manatee has life now.
Keenan sits out at the end of the line. This handoff, however, Corey Sanders, and Sanders going to be stood up right at the line of scrimmage, and that Tiger defense is roaring. No gain on the play.
Yeah, we had Andrew Rumpf, Chikatayev, and Caton Bodden in there. Number 8 helping out on the play, and Rumpf number 5 again.
Starting to roll off your tongue. Chikatayev.
Chikatayev.
And that's no gain on the play. Second down and 10. And that ball's on the 17-yard line.
Yeah, equipment issue looks like for Palmetto here. Somebody's having trouble with their helmet or something.
Officials time out on the field.
Oh, somebody's down, cramped up, it looks like.
You know, and I just want to remind our viewers, we haven't talked about this yet. The broadcast, the Manatee Schools television broadcast of the high school game of the week, it's a cooperative effort between the home school's TV production class and the students that we have out here tonight. They're operating our cameras and fulfilling all sorts of roles. I want to go ahead and thank them. First, thank our guys up in the truck, Adam McCune, Matt Messenger, Nick Backler, and then our TV production staff here at Manatee High School, Chris Peters and Melissa Link, and our students that are helping us out tonight, Leanne Peak, Chad Cohen, Matthew Monroe, Haley Lopez, and Allie Stephenson. We want to thank you guys. We'll do it again later on, but we couldn't have this broadcast tonight without that cooperative effort, and it's one of the really great things about this broadcast. We're helping these kids get a jump start on a possible career.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for them to get out in the field and get some hands-on action and working the cameras.
And here we go. Heidel with the pass, bounced off high in the air, incomplete. And there was some heat on that ball as it looked like it was intended for Bon Bean, and it got right off his chest plate.
It looked like he was trying to stick it in there on the slant to Bean. Might have hit his helmet. The ball went so high. Usually the ball goes that high, it means it came off a helmet.
I would agree with that. Physics. Math and physics. This is Manatee Educational TV, after all.
Right. But you're much better in the sciences than you are in the math.
Not really. It just sounds that way. Third down. Now for the Hurricanes. 10 to go. And Heidel dumps that off to Keenan. Kobe Keenan still on his feet. Kobe Keenan not quite to the sticks. Let's see where they spot this ball. But
about 6 yards, about 4 yards short.
A few yards short. So what do you do if you're Manatee down 16?
He got less than 5, it looks like, right around 5.
Wow.
It's fourth down. You gotta
maybe.
I think you gotta go for it. I don't have I don't see their kicker kick every day in practice, but we saw him kick and miss from right about the same spot earlier. I'm sure that's got to be in the back of Coach Green's mind right now, and he's probably thinking that he's got to get a couple of scores here.
Well, it looked like he got more yards on that, but that's where they're spotted out of bounds. And here we go, 4th down and 6 for the Hurricanes. Big play. Smith in motion, fakes the handoff, passes out to Keenan, and that ball's overthrown, and Palmetto's going to take over once again on downs.
What a huge stop by the Palmetto defense after that turnover and the long return on the interception to hold them to no points is.
And time is not on the side of the Manatee Hurricanes at this point.
The Manatee offense is staying on the field. I don't know. They don't know what down it is, maybe.
Well, the officials are still talking.
It's first down. It should be first down. Yeah, Manatee thought it was third down. The Manatee offense looks like they thought it was third down. They were staying out there for another play.
Well, we have seen that scoreboard not be accurate a couple of times, but it's hard to tell what they were looking at.
Well, the yardstick, the down marker was right, and we were right, so.
Well, we have the advantage of looking at that down marker from across the field over here, where the Hurricanes bench may not be able to see that. It's an electronic down marker.
That's true. It doesn't light up on the other side?
I don't know. I'm not on the other side.
That would be science, not math.
Yes. Palmetto taking over first down at 10. Marshall on that carry. He's going to be wrapped up and thrown down. Ian Johnson, Kelly, and Daniel Dunbar on the stop for the Hurricane defense. Pickup of maybe a yard on the play. 2nd down and 9. Maybe actually pickup of a yard, it looks like.
Yeah, it'll be 2nd and 9. He got a yard there. He got thrown back. Forward progress got him out over the line of scrimmage, though.
That ball spotted at the 13-yard line.
This is a huge possession for Manatee's defense. They have to stop Palmetto here and get the ball back in good field position. And if Palmetto can flip the field, they don't even need to score. Just flip the field. That's going to make it really tough in the second half here.
Handoff that time off the right side. And that's going to be Nasir Edwards that time.
Edwards. Yeah, it's good. Running with a good lean there. Got leaning a little too far forward. I think he expected a little more resistance there, and then ended up just falling down and get tripped up.
And here's that big play. Third down now and 5 to go.
Gain, though. 3rd and 5, manageable. Get it less than 3rd and 5 or less. 3rd and medium's a lot better than 3rd and 8. A lot more things you can do in the playbook here. They're going to stack the receivers out there. We haven't seen that tonight. No, they're not. They're changing the formation. They're probably going to get a delay game if they don't hurry up.
Devon Thomas in the backfield this time from the 18-yard line. 3rd down and 5. Smith looking to throw. Smith going to take off. Looking downfield still, and it's going to be picked off. Darren Jean with the interception for Manatee, and they're going to take over 1st down and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Another poor decision there. Rolling to his left and tried to slip it into a guy coming across throwing it back kind of towards the middle of the field there.
And that's actually Kristen Johnson, number 25. I thought it was 23 down there.
He just undercut it, made a nice play, but not a good decision by the quarterback, Xander Smith there. And another one he'll wish he had back.
And that's Christian Smith Johnson's first interception of the year, and it could not come at a bigger time as Manatee now takes over at the Palmetto 31-yard line, first down and 10, 6:35 left to go in the third quarter, and Manatee down 16.
We got a water break here. Big turnaround there on that interception for the Manatee. Had to make a play on defense, and now we'll see if Palmetto can respond on the sudden change and get back out there and pick up the offense and pick up Xander Smith by getting another stop here.
And it looked like that time Smith had his receiver, but a little bit late on that pass, and that was great coverage and a nice job closing on that ball by Johnson.
Yeah, you had to throw the ball a little more out in front, but that's hard to do when you're rolling to your left and throwing back across your body. It's a tough throw. That's why I would have rather seen him just try to run that and try to get the 5 yards, see if he can get the first down out there in the flat. As big as he is, maybe get going forward and fall forward and get it. If you don't, you let Brandon Gonzalez punt the ball away, 40 yards downfield.
And we've got Johnny Squitieri back in the game for Manatee after Hilo moving the team very well. And another bad handling of a snap that time. The shotgun snap has not been kind to the Hurricanes the last couple of weeks, and they lose it.
Caden Bodden with the tackle. Came flying in off the corner after the mishandled snap. Once again, snap to the left. We've seen that happen in 2 games now, probably 8 or 10 times.
2 of the 3 games that we've seen the Hurricanes play this year.
They've had multiple issues with the ball going to the left on snaps.
We got a flag down now on the field. Delay a game already.
Wow, that was a fast.
Manatee just broke the huddle and they got the delay a game. I mean, that did seem to go awful fast.
They're resetting it. Yeah, they're resetting it there. No penalty. That was very quick.
Yeah. And that clock, at the play clock at 25, and there we go, rolling it. Ball now, again, at the 33-yard line, second down, and just over 11. Squitieri out of the shotgun. Again, snap off to the side. Hand off to Sanders. Sanders brought down after a short pickup inside the 30 down to the 29. Maybe it just across the 30. And that's going to be about a 3rd down and 9 to go for the Hurricanes. And they find themselves, once again, Coach, precarious spot. Game on the line, 5:40 and counting left to go in the third quarter, and they need this conversion.
3rd and 9, Palmetto going with a little nickel package. Chikatayev comes out, and you got an extra DB going in.
And you know this is 2-down territory. Two plays to go anyway. And there's going to be a handoff that time. Nice job by Sanders finding the seam. Sanders still on his feet inside the 20-yard line. That's going to be right there at the sticks. Let's see where they spot this ball. Wow. Didn't expect to see that. But
neither did the Palmetto defense. That's why it was a good call. They had gone to their nickel package, took their middle linebacker out, and they just ran it right in there and got the first down.
They are moving the sticks.
The key to that was you said it was 2-down, 4-down territory, so they don't have to get it all in one play.
That's why you can afford to run that ball.
Yeah.
But that's a big run nonetheless. We saw Manatee fail on a 4th down conversion on the previous possession. Now they keep this thing rolling. 1st down and 10 from the 20.
Oh, bad snap to the left again.
And Johnny on the spot. Squitieri picks it up. He's got Bon Bean. Nice job getting that ball out to Bon Bean. Another 1st down for the Hurricanes inside the 10-yard line. 1st down and goal, Manatee.
Great play by Squitieri. Bad snap off to the left. He reaches out, knocks it down, picks it up off the ground, rolls out, has the presence of mind to keep his eyes downfield, see the open receiver, and get the 1st down.
Reminded me of a play that we saw here at Hawkins Stadium a couple of weeks ago against Lakewood Ranch. That ball on the ground, picks it up in a big gainer on the ground, but that time he throws it out to Bon Bean in a huge 1st down.
I think that's where he got the nickname Johnny on the spot, wasn't
it? You gave it to him.
That's right.
And Sanders powers his way up the middle for a few yards. Tough running that time by number 2.
2nd and goal. Looks like the ball is about the 7-yard line.
I'm going to say yes. 6-yard line.
This is huge right here. This Manatee's got it. They got to get 7 here. They can't settle for 3. They got to stick it in the end zone. They got 1st and goal inside the 10.
And High snap again.
Yeah, snap's questionable.
Squitieri gets it down, and Sanders gets that handoff and powers his way. Looks inside the 5 down to the 1-yard line. And that's going to be
a big hit in there from somebody. I couldn't see the number, but after he got down by the goal, they're going to go fast here and go quarterback sneak. We saw them do this against Braden River.
Squitieri keeps the ball. And that pile moves forward. It looks like they're in. Yes, signal from the referee. Touchdown, Manatee. And the LED light show begins here at Hawkins Stadium. Much to the chagrin of the Palmetto crowd. And we've got a player down for Manatee right now. It looks like Ian Johnson Kelly, who was out there at guard. He'll play both ways. It's not often we see him out on the offensive line, but that looked like double nickels down there on the field. And boy, Coach, that's a player that they cannot afford to lose.
Yeah, and it looks like he's just cramping up. He's playing both ways.
That's good to see that.
Probably playing a little more both ways this game for all the marbles than he would normally. And we saw Jamil Williams cramp up earlier on defense for Palmetto. He's playing a little both ways. We had a little cool spell for a couple of days, but it's kind of back to the upper 80s now, and it's pretty humid. So these guys, if we're playing both ways, playing hard both ways, you're going to see some guys cramping up.
Quick question: you got yourself a 10-point ball game right now. Do you go for 2 and make it an 8-point ball game with 1 score with 4 minutes to go in the third quarter?
You shouldn't chase points, but then that's assuming that you think the extra points are automatic. So I don't know. You got to know. You got to have what kind of confidence you have in the kicking game. And how many possessions you think you're going to get. The book would tell you not to chase points this early.
Colonesso's out there on the field, so I think that Coach Green is inclined to agree with you. So they're going to take the points right here and turn this down to a 9-point lead once again, at least attempt to do so. And Ian Johnson Kelly hobbling off the field, but it did look like he was cramping up the way they were stretching out that right leg.
They were. I saw him looking like both legs. He might have had one of those double calf cramps.
That's always
fun. Might be why he's limping like that. Hey, those are fun. But he'll go over there and drink some pickle juice. Most high schools nowadays will have pickle juice on the sideline. People don't believe it works. It works. Take a couple of squirts of pickle juice.
And Joey Colonesso now on for the extra point attempt. Bon Bean gets it down, and Colonesso puts it through. And with 4 minutes to go in the third quarter, we've got ourselves a ball game, Coach. A 9-point ball game to be exact. It's the Palmetto Tigers 23 and the Manatee Hurricanes 14. So Manatee taking advantage of that Johnson interception, that Christian Johnson interception, and able to convert that into points this time. So Manatee actually moving the ball a little bit here in the second half. They did so on the previous possession before that. They just turned it over on downs. So now we've got ourselves a little bit of a tightening here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see Palmetto if they're going to go right back to throwing the ball with Xander Smith after 2 consecutive interceptions, or come out and try to run the ball, with a 9-point lead and eat some clock and get this game into the fourth quarter and try to run the clock down a little bit.
I think after that last pass interception by Xander Smith, despite the accuracy and great throws that he's made all game long, that's got to probably kind of scare you into taking the air out of the ball a little bit here later stages in the game. Kyrie Marshall runs like a beast. I think we might see number 41 toting the rock.
Palmetto had a 6-man line there just in case Manatee was thinking about going onside kick.
And this is a short kickoff fielded by Adonis Moise, number 1. And Moise, we got a flag down on the field as Moise gets it out past the 35, past the 40, and out of bounds at the 43-yard line. But let's check that laundry.
It'll be holding, but it had been 3 plays without a penalty, so I think by rule they had to throw the flag.
And that's usually going to be that block in the back or a hold on the return team.
It was way out in front of the return, so I'm thinking it was probably a hold.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, blocking the back would usually happen further down the field by the returner, when a guy's changing direction, but they called that really early. I'm not sure who was on, and I'm not saying it wasn't a hold, but it just seems like we've had a lot of flags.
Oh, it's not just your perception.
Okay.
It's the reality of the situation.
And
again, but you don't want to. We're not throwing rocks at the referees here by any means, because these things are happening. Yeah. And especially with a lot on the line, these are young men, young kids out there. They get their emotions going. They don't think clearly sometimes. They're discombobulated, if you will. a lot of things going on out there on that field tonight. District championship.
And the ref that threw it is on the Palmetto sideline. I'm sure he didn't want the Palmetto refs chirping, coaches yelling in his ear, so he must have seen something pretty blatant to throw it.
And that's going to be Edwards on the carry, and Edwards is going to be wrapped up right away by that Manatee defense and brought down for a minimal gain, maybe a yard on the play. And that looked like Tyreek Robinson, big 99, in there to bring him down. Robinson, 6'3", 285 pounds, an honor student for the Hurricanes.
If I'm Palmetto here, I'm going to just go to Kyrie Marshall, and they got their fullback in there, they got their tight end, or they got double tight ends here. I'm just going to run the ball and run the clock here. Try to get this game into the fourth quarter. They're going to go play action and pass.
Smith looking deep downfield. Smith with time pulls that ball down. Tight coverage, but
catch.
He's got his man. Wow.
Catch
Lang.
radius. Woo. That's catch radius right there. That's big time. That's
Nuka Lang with the great catch with tight coverage by the Hurricane defense.
And I'm not a big fan of the call, and I'm not a big fan of the decision to throw it there because it was in the coverage. But Nuka Lang, Zamarian Lang with the long arms and great catch radius just goes out and just plucks that thing out of the air. So sometimes, a great player can make bad turn into good.
I like the way you put that. First down at the 43-yard line.
Those are the ones where I would yell, no, yes, when I was coaching.
High snap down, and it's going to be Marshall on the carry to midfield, and another nice run. And that's what we expected to see with number 41 getting the rock right there. And they're going to spot that ball at the 48-yard line and give him a little bit of forward progress. Looked like he crashed down at midfield to me, but second down and one coming up.
I think he came down on the defender that was tackling him and rolled over to there. I think that's why he got that extra yard. I don't think he was down until he hit up there.
And that's going to bring up second down and one now for the Palmetto Tiger offense. All on the move.
I'd be hitting replay right here and running the same play over again or something very similar, but I'm a little conservative, I guess. Now there it is.
There we go, and there's Kyrie Marshall dragged down by the jersey.
He thought about throwing the flag.
Wow! Now that was not a horse collar. It looked like he got it by the jersey, now by the shoulder pad.
They're going to have to talk about it. The refs. The ref was very late throwing the flag.
Let's see on the replay whether they grabbed him up around, because it's that shoulder area, and it's by the sleeve of his shoulder. That is not a horse collar.
No, I don't think it is.
No. I don't know if they're able to determine that just about talking to themselves.
And they're waving it off.
Good job.
The other refs.
Yeah, it's a great job by those referees out there.
Yeah, it's a first down. I don't think it was a horse collar. It looked worse than it was the way he went down. But
DeMontez McDowell with an outstanding tackle.
Still a 5-yard run and a first down. Palmetto's got to just.
You can't give up points here.
No, and the coaches can't be running out on the field, arguing. I mean, they're arguing with the ref that called it. The other guys are the ones that walked it off, and they're giving the guy who called it a hard time. There's the hitch route.
And he's got Rock Lodge out there. Rock Lodge makes a man miss, and Lodge for another first down inside the 30-yard line. Check that to the 32. First down and 10 Palmetto when they are on the move once again. $1:49 left to go in the third quarter.
If you are going to throw, I like that call. Something very safe. Let him get his feet back under him. I don't like throwing it at the line of scrimmage necessarily coming back like that.
Into traffic or deep.
Our spotter says stay in bounds. He's saying maybe that Palmetto may want to stay in bounds and let that clock run at this point instead of running out of bounds. Timeout, Palmetto.
And the coaching staff pointing back to.
I have no idea what's going on.
They've got a beef with something out there.
Yeah, he can't be still arguing about the play before the penalty, could he?
I don't know what they're talking about.
I think maybe the play clock wasn't reset. Yeah, the play clock wasn't reset. They had to call timeout, and he's trying to get out of having to use his timeout.
He's trying to get that timeout back.
Yeah, he only had to call timeout because it went down on. I mean, I don't think they're going to give him his timeout back, but it's worth saving the 5-yard penalty because you've had too many of those tonight.
Yeah, and the referee doesn't look like he's going to buy into that.
Let's just get the next play called before they start the play clock here, and then we get out of here by midnight tonight.
And Coach Marino not exactly happy with that official's explanation. But he'll take that ball first down and 10 at the 32-yard line. He'll be happy.
Well, at least they have a play called and they're up there. So. Kyrie Marshall back in at tailback for Palmetto.
And the officials get that ball spotted, and that clock
And they're in a double tight here.
rolls. And receiver split to the top and the bottom, handoff to Marshall. Marshall's going to be met by the Hurricane defense, but a pickup of about 4 yards on first down. Nice tough running to get those 4 yards by Kyrie Marshall.
Yeah, when you're up by 9, 4 yards with the clock running is a positive play.
Yes.
4 yards when the clock keeps running, there's nothing wrong with that. You want to take that and keep that clock running. You got second and it looks like second and a long 6 here, maybe 7.
And you got to believe, we saw Brandon Gonzalez's leg earlier. This is easily within his range. But let's see what Palmetto can do to convert here. Second down right now. Hand off to Marshall. Marshall with a hole, and Kyrie Marshall powers his way to the 25-yard line. He's going to be short by about 3 yards, but again, tough running by 41.
Yeah, Manatee came out of there with the ball, but I think the forward progress was stopped. The whistle was being blown before they ripped it out. So it's going to be 3rd and 3.
And you have got to stop the Palmetto offense right here if you're that Hurricane defense.
Yeah, this is a must stop. Like they said that earlier, and they got the interception. This is a must stop here for Palmetto. I'm thinking it could be 4-down territory here. You have a lead, maybe 2 runs to get 3 yards.
That's not a bad idea. 30 seconds to go.
A field goal being blocked and returned or something like that, depending on where the play ends up here.
And Smith is going to throw that ball. He's got a receiver, Malik Callaway. Callaway to the 20-yard line.
Down.
First down and 10, Palmetto. And they're going to maintain possession as we move into that fourth quarter. 16 seconds left to go in the third. Big first down for the Tigers.
Yeah, that was a nice throw by Zandri. Under a little pressure, play action. Had
nice
the tight
call.
end Callaway line up at tight end, just releasing into the flat.
Nice play call. Let's take another look at it.
All the play. I don't want any more delayed games. I've had that too much tonight. We got to get this game rolling here.
Yeah, it looked like the Hurricane defense was expecting Marshall to get that ball as well.
There we go. Fourth quarter. We're going to the fourth quarter.
And it's the Tigers right now, 23-14. The visitors on top of the home Hurricanes. And we'll go ahead and take a break right now, and we'll be right back for the start of the fourth quarter.
When I drop my kids off and I see that they're on time and they've been delivered safely, it gives me a lot of personal satisfaction to have done this for the community. I would encourage anybody who is like me, retired, to look into this and consider, because it really has worked for me.
Start a great future with the School District of Manatee County. Apply now at manateeschools.net/careers.
So I was kind of like in that mode where you're like, do I want to go to 4-year? Do I want to go to trades college? What do I want to do? I knew I wanted to do something with my hands. I kind of stumbled across the program at MTC, Electrical and Instrumentation. When I first went in there, I thought we were just going to be learning wiring, how to hardwire, how to build control panels. We did a whole scope of control programming as well. After graduating, I had a job within a week. If I had not gone to MTC, if I had not attended the electrical and instrumentation program, I can tell you right now, I wouldn't be in this trade.
I like it. And welcome back to Joe Cannan Field at Hawkins Stadium for the start of the fourth quarter. As the Palmetto Tigers on top, as Devon Thomas gets pushed out of bounds after a short pickup.
The ref rolled the clock, though. He kept the clock going, so the clock's going to keep running. I thought he was out of bounds too, like you said, but I guess his forward progress was stopped, and he signaled the clock would keep running, so it is running.
It's hard to tell on that far sideline from where we sit, and that's not the first time we thought a player was out of bounds and he stayed in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he went out eventually. I just don't know whether his progress was stopped or not.
Ball
but
just inside.
That's a good break for Palmetto, though. They get to run another 20 seconds off the clock that they would have lost. I think it's a point now where you got to start looking at that play clock, and you're going to want Xander Smith to start snapping it around 5 seconds or 4 seconds instead of with 10 or 11, so you can use up.
And they're at 1 now. They're going to get a delay of game.
Game.
You don't want to let it go down that far. Yeah. It looked like there was a little bit of confusion between Marshall and Smith as to where Marshall should line up. And as it stands, it's going to be a 5-yard penalty and move him back, second down and 14.
And that stops the clock, and that takes away that advantage you had of the clock running there.
And again, these are critical yards as you talk about Brandon Gonzalez field goal range. Yeah, they're still inside of it. But the number of pre-snap penalties we've seen tonight, I'm not so sure we're done seeing them right here. So Palmetto's got to be very careful, move the ball forward, burn clock. You don't want to go backwards here.
Yeah.
And he's getting Marshall lined up again in the backfield, inside 10 seconds on the play clock again. And Smith will get that snap. Flag down, ball on the ground.
Marshall was moving
Marshall move
early
again.
Yeah,
exactly.
he was moving early. He's moving forward when the ball is snapped. He's just a little bit too anxious.
And he's not quite sure where he needs to line up here. Xander Smith has had a motion to him twice on the last 2 plays to get him situated right, and now he's being taken off the field. And that ball moving back. We just talked about it. Another 5 yards backwards, and now that ball's at the 24-yard line. Or check that. 3rd down and about 17.
It should be 2nd down. I don't. They declined the penalty.
Ball's on the 27
So
yard line. 3rd and 17. And there's Thomas dragged down by the jersey. Gets out of that, but he's brought down by the Hurricane defense. Nice chunk yards, and it looks like they're going to move him back into field goal range. And here comes Brandon Gonzalez onto the field. So that run, while it doesn't get a 1st down, I think it gets you into a very comfortable field goal attempt here, and Coach Marino doesn't hesitate.
Yeah, it's going to be a 37-yarder, 36, 37-yarder, which is definitely in his range. He's going with the wind now. He doesn't have to really get anything extra. Just when you're in high school football, though, the snap, the execution, the hold, the kick, the protection, there's a lot of factors there. So I don't know.
And Xander Smith with the hold.
Offensive coordinators aren't big fans of field goals. They like touchdowns. I know that.
Oh, we got a little bit of movement, so there's 5 more yards going to be tacked onto that.
It's going to be Teddy Powell. It looked like 52, a little quick, jumped in there.
We got to be getting up into double digits on these pre-snap penalties.
We're almost in triple digits, probably. We were in double digits on the first drive.
But we saw Brandon Gonzalez kick this ball earlier, and he had plenty of distance. It looked like it might have been good from 60. It didn't have the accuracy at that range, but now we've got the ball spotted.
41-yarder. So it'll be a 41-yarder. He does have the wind at his back here. It's blowing a little bit to his left, though, helping into his left, but then that was the direction he missed the one going the other way.
And he's got it down. There's plenty of leg on that ball, and it looks like it's right down Broadway, and it's good. Brandon Gonzalez
with
huge
the kick. That's a huge kick right there.
And the irony, Brandon Gonzalez, coached by one of the all-time great Manatee Hurricanes, kicker Robbie Stevenson. And right now, it's Brandon Gonzalez's leg that extends this lead to 26-14. So now you're looking at 2 touchdowns, 2 two-point conversions.
No.
So check that.
Math again. Got you.
Yeah.
I got you again.
26-14.
Yes.
Not 24-16.
Yes.
That was more dyslexia that time, thinking it was 24-16.
Two touchdowns, 1 extra point.
1 extra point.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, when you look at it afterwards, I'm not even sure if it's worth taking that risk of kicking the field goal. Might have been better off going for 4th down.
Well, as it is, it's going to be a 12-point lead, and Gonzalez set to kick this thing off. Bon Bean and Ramsey Cole back deeper. Check that Bon
Palmetto's
Bean.
kicking off with 12 guys. And there's 12 guys on the field again.
They should be able to see that plain as day.
Great kick to the back of the end zone, but how can you not have on a kickoff, you get to count the guys? I don't understand.
I don't understand how they couldn't see that plain as day. But nonetheless,
and
they don't.
That's twice they didn't get called for it.
But Manatee's running out of time now. 9:41 to go in the ball game, down 12 points. So they're down 2 scores. And not a lot of time to make it up.
Manatee's going to go with Squinteri at quarterback.
And Squinteri did move the ball last time for the Hurricanes. Heidel and Squinteri in the second half.
Snap to the left.
Able to get it out there. And again, and Keenan with that nice catch for a 1st down. Nice throw by Squinteri that time to his tight end, Colby Keenan.
Yeah, another snap to the left. And, I mean, that reaching over there like that, the timing can be messed up on passing routes. And
well, we saw that with the safety. I mean, he bobbled that ball when it was off to the left a little bit, and that's all the time that was needed.
And Squinteri has done a very good job handling those questionable snaps. And that might be a factor as to why he's in there at this point.
32-yard line.
Good snap
Squinteri
that
drops back. He's looking downfield, plenty of time. Tipped, and Keenan's caught the deflected pass, and he's going to have that ball out to the 45-yard line. Fortuitous bounce of the ball that time for the Hurricanes. And that looked like it was off the tips. It was off the hands of
7.
Ramsey Cole.
Yeah, we get number 20 down for Palmetto.
It's Colton Davis, defensive back.
20. I don't know what.
Well, we got him down here. 27 and 20 in different rosters.
Somebody called a timeout. I don't think they called a timeout. It was just for an injury. He has to go out. He got up. I guess he's had a little cramp or something. He jumped up.
And that ball's going to be at the 46-yard line. First down for the Hurricanes. 9:08 and running.
Is it a good thing that I find myself counting the number of players on both teams before every snap just to make sure there's no penalties?
I don't know if that's a good thing. Might be a prudent thing, especially if you're a coach. And that
Keyshawn
time
Smith.
it's Keyshawn Smith with a carry across midfield. Not a lot of time to be running this ball with 8:50 to go in the ball game. But Keyshawn Smith, positive yards, second down and 5. You need a little bit of urgency if you're Manatee here.
I think you need a lot of urgency. You're going to need 2 possessions. So, you have to move the ball. And they're spending a little bit too much time in the huddle. I think they need to get out and get the ball snapped.
And another bad snap. And Squinteri able to get out of it and got a lot of room. And Johnny Squinteri makes a man miss. Squinteri still on his feet down to the 30-yard line. First down and 10 Manatee. Big time play. Once again, Johnny on the spot.
And that's the play we saw him make against Lakewood Ranch on the fumble that he picked up, and it just sparked the Manatee offense, and then they were able to drive it down into the end zone.
Look at him breaking that tackle out there. Just an outstanding job, not being denied.
Jacoby Morrell had a
extra
chance in the
yards.
backfield. I thought he was going to get him for about a 15-yard loss, and he just outran him, and then there was nobody else out on the flats.
So Squinteri scramble, gets that ball down to the 31-yard line. 8:05 to go and counting. And he's going to keep that ball, got a little bit of a hole off to the left side, and he'll get brought down. Hard tackle that time at the 27-yard line. Pickup of maybe 4 yards, second down at 5 yards.
Looked like some confusion in the Manatee backfield that time. Like the running back was running one place. Squinteri looked like he was running the speed option, and they kind of ran into each other in the backfield. Squinteri, though, just took it straight ahead and got 4 to 5 yards. That was another good play on his part.
4 or 5 yards at this juncture. Nice, but not enough. 7:30 to go in the ball game. Squinteri's going to throw that ball out, bat it down. Nice defensive play.
Got to go pick that up. That could have been ruled a fumble, but.
And that's Greg Parker that time.
Greg
the
Parker,
senior defensive end.
Long arms, a lot of length on Greg Parker. He got his hands up and batted that ball down on a little screen out to the outside.
That looked clearly like a forward pass from where we're at, but you're right, Coach. Fundamentals, you go after that ball.
Hey, I go pick it up and sell it, and maybe they'll give it to you. It's like an umpire calling a foul ball. You run until they tell you it's foul.
Third down for the Hurricanes. 3rd and 6.
I think you see Greg Parker in there now because of his pass rush ability. He's kind of a slender defensive end, long arms.
And he's got a pitch man, and it's going to be Keyshawn Smith. Keyshawn Smith with room on the right side, and Keyshawn Smith out of bounds with a Hurricane
penalty.
First down.
And a late hit.
And
tackled out of bounds.
Tag on half the distance on the end of that run. 7:23 to go in the ball game. Let's take another look.
Yeah, 25
Easily
slammed him
out of
down
bounds.
about 8 yards out of bounds.
Nate Dawes.
Got to pull up on that.
Got to be aware of where you're at.
Good play, speed option by Manatee. I think that's the play they wanted to run earlier when they ran into each other. It was a good job by Squinteri getting the pitch out. Good job on the perimeter blocking. Might have had a little hold out there, but they didn't call it. It's not a hold if they don't call it.
And that's going to be a half the distance penalty. They're going to move that ball inside the 10-yard line down to about the 8. First and goal for Manatee, 7:23 to go in the ball game, 26-14 is your score. Manatee down 12 points, so they need to get 2 possessions and 2 scores.
Well, they've got 1 possession right here, so they're going to speed option the other way.
There we go, Smith.
He's
and
got a
Smith
lot
with
of room.
room. Keyshawn Smith to the corner of the end zone, and Keyshawn Smith out of bounds at the 2.
He's coming back, holding. It was the same receiver, Keenan, holding in the slot there that I thought was close to hold last play. I think they're going to get him on it on this one.
He thought he got in, but it doesn't matter. That's academic as that penalty flag goes down and Manatee's moving backwards.
Well, there's a lot of discussion going on here, but they threw it right at where Keenan was blocking on the slot there. Unless they pick it up and wave it off, I think that's what the call is going to be.
You got it, Coach.
Yep.
There's the hold.
Yeah, it was close on the one that they ran to the right side. I said it looked like a hold, but he got, if they don't call it, it's not a hold. And that time he must have gone a little farther than he did the time before, and they called it.
That's a big 10-yard penalty from the 8-yard line. Moving it back now.
Well,
that was a spot foul.
Spot foul from the 2, so they're putting it on the 12.
Yes.
It's first and goal. Get the down over.
And Keyshawn Smith lined up in the backfield next to Squitieri. And Squitieri's going to throw that ball. Short hops it. Intended receiver was Ramsey Cole, second down. And 11 basically to go.
I was covered pretty well. I don't know if he could have gotten that ball in there anyway, but that
would have been a tight squeeze. Yeah,
that was a tight squeeze, and on first down, throw it away. Let's go back. We got 3 more plays to try to score. Definitely no field goal here. You're going for touchdown, so you know you got 4 downs. Try to score.
Second down and goal from the 11-yard line. 7:11 left to go in the ball game. Manatee down 12.
Last time they went in this formation, they tried to hit the tight end down here.
That's
what they're doing
side.
Again.
Got it, Colby Keenan, touchdown.
Same play they ran. And there's penalties now coming on Palmetto and Manatee. I think we're going to get one on both, it looks like. Flags are coming in from all over.
Kobe Keenan with his 3rd touchdown on the year. Those flags look like they're going to be after the fact.
Yeah, the touchdown's going to count, and it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on at least on 1, maybe 2.
Good job by Squitieri that time, fielding the snap.
Touchdown. It's going to be on the kickoff. There'll be a 15-yard penalty on the kickoff. So if Manatee's going to try an onside kick, they're going to be doing it from their own 25 instead of from the 40.
Well, with 7:06 to go in the ball game, not really the need for an onside kick at this point.
Still going to be better field position after the penalty, though, for Palmetto, if they can get any kind of return.
Indeed.
Yeah, that was the same formation they ran going the other direction on the 4th down play when they tried to get the ball to the big tight end. They ran trips with him on the nub. And
that pass was overthrown. That one was on the
ball
money.
Was thrown, yep. It was a nice catch by Keenan. And I think he got a little bit excited.
And Colin Esso with the extra point that draws Manatee within 5. And your score was 7:04 to go in the ball game. It's the Palmetto Tigers 26 and the Manatee Hurricanes 21. The District 13 and 4S is on. The championship is on the line.
It was a nice job by Squitieri getting the snap a little left, and gathers it in and hits the tight end, puts the ball right on the money there. The big guy. Oh yeah, that's definitely taunting.
There's your penalty right there.
Yeah.
Just really
a little too much celebrating there. He actually went towards him and said something.
And take a look at some of the other scores from around the county right now. Braden River on top of Southeast, 16-7. That's a final. Lakewood Ranch, 4th quarter.
Yes,
looks like 68-0 in the 4th quarter.
Against who?
Yeah, that's my alma mater.
Okay.
That's all right. Expected score.
Again, who's it against again?
Yeah, that Bayshore. And then, as also expected, Port Charlotte on top of Parrish, and that looks like a score of 56-14. So a couple of teams getting blown out in Manatee County right now, and it looks like Braden River's probably they're going to be in a dogfight with Port Charlotte for that district title, and I believe next week they've got their championship game against each other. And
Lakewood Ranch get a big win tonight, and they're still alive. And You know, if things fall a certain way with other teams, they could end up getting in there as an 8th seed. So a little pooch.
Wow.
Good job
Sometimes
recovering
that
it.
sky kick works, but that time that's going to give Palmetto
got another
flag
penalty.
down on the field again. And I don't even know if that was a sky kick. That thing wasn't that high in the air. It was just short.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to pooch it over the front line and see if maybe it can land and bounce around. You get a chance of recovering it. Not really an onside kick, but it'll be interesting who this penalty's on.
You don't want to make that short. You want to kick it over that second line of defense, knock it down around the 35 probably, but you're giving...
Well, they're kicking off from their 25 because of the penalty.
That's
so.
true, but...
What's the penalty here? What do we got?
It's going against the Hurricanes.
A cut by the team that was covering the kick. So somebody ran down and hit somebody low.
And Palmetto's going to take over possession of the Hurricane side of the field, up by 5 points.
Yeah, it's really good field position for Palmetto now.
They're going to spot that ball at the 41. They're going to keep going. What was the personal foul?
It's 15, yeah, a little cut block.
It's going to go down to the 38-yard line. First down and 10.
Yep.
Talk about outstanding field position. 7:04 to go in the ball game. There you go. Manatee's got to hold them here. They can give up a field goal and still be okay. Kyrie Marshall that time with the carry down to the 35-yard line. Pick up a 3. Second down. They're going to give him 4 yards on that, it looks like, actually. A long 3 anyway.
If you're Palmetto now, you just got to be reminding each other, ball security in the huddle. Every play, ball security, use up clock. Keep 2 hands on the ball.
That clock is ticking, 6:35 to go and counting.
Hanging on the ball is more important than getting 1 more yard or getting 2 more yards. So you just got to keep 2 hands on the ball and be fundamentally sound.
There's Marshall again on the carry. Nice penetration that time by the Hurricanes defense to slow him down and not give him any extra momentum. That was Ladarius Thomas, the Hurricane who lost his helmet. Had
The referee stopping the clock. His stop for some reason. I don't know why.
Thomas was also the first guy in there to slow down Marshall before the rest of that defense was able to get to him. A critical 3rd down now. And, Coach, we talk about Coach Marino's tendency to like to go for it on 4th down. And from this area on the field, if they don't get in a more manageable situation, do you think he punts this thing away to try to make Manatee move it? Or do you try to go for that 1st down and risk giving up great field position to the Hurricanes?
That's a tough call. I have to wait till after this play and see where they're at.
That's the only thing we can do.
I'd let the clock run down. I like they're doing that. Could have gone a little lower.
And he's going to throw it flag down on the field.
The
Smith got a wide open Rock Lodge, and Lodge is going to be driven out of bounds after an easy pickup of a 1st down, but let's check the laundry.
They're calling on Kyrie, I think, again.
And it looks like Kyrie Marshall's reaction would verify that.
There's a flag down the sideline there where the ball was caught. I know maybe the receiver was out of bounds, came back in.
Legal motion, there's 41. Personal foul. Oh.
Personal foul. What is it?
I don't know what he did, but all I know is that was a personal foul. He did.
I don't know what that sign is. It's not targeting. I don't know.
And that's with an open hand, right?
I have no idea what that penalty is.
Well, it was indicative of a personal foul before that second call, that second hand signal that we can't identify.
Yes.
With that personal foul. Now, if that's a dead ball foul, that's declined. They're going to take the shift.
I don't understand why you declined a 15-yarder.
I don't understand that either.
Well, he gave a legal shift sign and he let the play go. There was no whistle. I don't understand that. He's going over to explain to Coach Green what's going on. I'm not sure if
He's talking about that with the other official.
I think he declined the wrong penalty. I think he's going to change his mind and take the 15-yarder. That's what I would do.
They're going to move that ball. That ball spotted to the 38-yard line. It looks like they're setting the ball for play.
And we don't. It's second down. They're saying second down on the field. The ref is showing second down.
We got third down on the chains.
The ref's pointing second down here. So
we got a handoff to Sear Edwards on the carry. He's going to be dropped down right there. No gain on the play. And that time it was number 20 for the Hurricanes defense,
and
Daniel Dunbar.
It's third down now. Palmetto's going to punt on third down.
We've got fourth down on the sideline.
The ref is telling them third over here on the sideline now.
Well, the chains still say fourth down. We've got a little confusion, but we've got Brandon Gonzalez on the field. It looks to me like Palmetto's aware that it is fourth down. So to answer the question that we had before, that hypothetical, he's going to punt.
I have no idea what happened with the officiating in that whole scenario there. And I don't think anybody does. Manatee's got guys running off on the field. Palmetto's punting. They thought it was third down.
And Bon Bean coming on late, as well as Ramsey Cole. Both return guys just getting to the field for Manatee. Low snap. Gonzalez fields it and gets off a nice high kick, fair catch. And that ball's going to bounce backwards.
Nice bounce.
Get away, Peter. And that ball is going to... Did it go in the end zone?
Well, he caught it and ran into the end zone.
Oh, okay, yeah.
If he had control of it.
And that's going to be a long field for Manatee. It looks like they're inside the 10-yard line from our angle here.
If you're down on that ball, you want to catch it and stop, not run in the end zone with it. If you keep going with it and they rule that you were bobbling it, they could rule it a touchback.
You mean a safety?
No, it'd be a touchback. Punt went in, the kick went in.
For the defender to do it. I thought
the coverage team run down and downing it at the 5 or there at the 5-yard line. So Manatee's got to go 95 yards here. They got 4:35 to do it.
Plenty of time. It's all about the plays at this point.
They run a little counter there.
And they're going to hand that ball off to the inside.
And here comes a penalty.
Flag down again.
It's either going to be holding or a face mask where the ref threw it into the pile there. So it's either an offensive lineman holding or maybe one of the tackles grabbed a face mask. Keyshawn Smith was carrying the ball, it looked like, 22.
Personal foul, face mask. You got it, Coach.
Yeah,
now that's a huge penalty to get Manatee off the 5-yard line.
Yep.
Wow. I mean, here we are, 4:29 left to go in the ball game. Manatee's now going to get that ball first down and 10 at the 25-yard line. 75 yards to go. Only down 5 at this point. And with the way that Palmetto was moving the ball earlier in this ball game, I didn't really expect them to be sitting at 26 points at this juncture, but here we are. The Manatee defense standing tall. And now it's time for the Manatee offense to do the same. That's another handoff that time, and a big hole off the right side. Now it looked like Keyshawn Smith again on the carry, and it was. And Keyshawn Smith with another Hurricane first down. Nice run.
Yeah, they're up to out to the 35 and 2 plays from the 5. That's now they got plenty. They're looking at Manatee's looking like they got plenty of time here.
And that ball spotted at the 36-yard line. It's going to be first down and 10 from there, Hurricanes. And another handoff to Smith that time. And Smith this time brought down after a short pickup, maybe 2 yards. 3 yards. 2.5.
2.5. I'll give you 2.5. That looks good, maybe.
Nope. They just moved it back.
Yeah, it might be 2.
Might be 2. So that's going to bring up about a second down and 8 then, yes. Ball spotted at the 38-yard line.
And they've used a minute of that 4:30 already.
Inside 3.5 minutes to go.
Yep. Play action.
And Squitieri this time is going to air it out. And he's got a little contact there. And we've got a flag down. And Ramsey Cole was the intended receiver, but it looked like a Palmetto defender got there just a hair soon.
Yeah, he came through him to go to the ball. And it was good coverage, but he tried to go through the receiver and hit him before the ball got there. And it's going to be first down. They're going to be up around the 50-yard line here.
There's your pass interference. That should put him into Palmetto territory. Palmetto fans not happy with the call, but it was pretty evident early contact, and there you go.
And stops the clock. It helps Manatee out too, 3:18 now.
And that ball spotted at the Palmetto Tiger 47-yard line. First down and 10 for the Canes. And Squitieri, just the hesitation there, exactly. Almost a broken play, it looked like.
Definitely.
And he's going to maybe get a yard.
He looked like he was turning to run zone read, and the running back was going ahead of him like it was a quarterback draw. I think that was a little confusion there on that play. Got 2nd and 9 now.
Yeah, we got nobody. There we go. Ramsey Cole was uncovered.
About time for them to go to the big tight end whenever they get in these situations. Oh, they're going to run the counter.
Block on that, and they're going to a little bit of a hole that time for Corey Sanders, and Sanders is able to squirt through down to about the 41-yard line. Nice pickup. It's going to bring down 3rd down and manageable, about 4 yards to go.
Isaiah Jackson, 33, made the tackle there. Junior.
And obviously this is 4-down territory for the rest of the way. 2 minutes and 2:10 to go in the ball game. 3rd down. Keenan sets up, goes in motion.
They're trying to draw Manatee offsides there with that motion. We saw them running it against Lakewood Ranch.
They're going to do a wildcat here, or what are they doing? They're
going to call timeout. That was just nothing more than to try to draw them offsides. They had a little freeze, and then they're going to talk about what play they want to run.
Not smart. Try to get him jumped there within 5 yards on that. Nothing wrong with a free 1st down. But as it stands, Palmetto not taking the bait. And we've got a $1:57 left to go in a 5-point ball game.
Yeah, we got 157 here. It's going to come down to
we couldn't expect anything else.
When you talk about game we've had,
district championship game on the line, county championship and bragging rights on the line. This is how it should go down.
The Palmetto defense has a chance to make the stop here. Manatee's offense, they have a chance to win the game. I think it's both teams. If you told them they were going to the final 2 minutes with a chance to win the game, they'd take that.
I don't think one of them would take the 21. I think they'd both rather have the 26.
Yeah, that's true. You'd rather be sitting with 26 right now. But a tackle might be in the backfield there, but I don't think they're going to call that.
3rd and 4, Squitieri. That ball's going to be intended for Bonbean, and it falls incomplete. 4th down, play of the game coming up.
Yeah, this is it. 4th and 4. Don't jump off sides if you're on defense. On offense, you got to execute.
And it looked like Bean. It was hard to tell who the intended receiver was at first. Bean was uncovered, and that ball just sailed a little bit too wide.
Yeah, I think it was Bean. He was trying to hit him on the out there.
And here we go. From the 41-yard line, 4th down and 4.
Compressed formation here. Look for something in the flat to the right.
Squitieri, pressure right up the middle. And that,
whistle.
blown dead?
You got a false start.
Wow.
False start on Manatee. Well, it's going to be 4th and 9.
Wow. And the pre-snap penalties plagued Palmetto most of the night, but now Manatee taking those steps backwards. That's a huge penalty. 4th and 4, 4th and 9. That's a big difference.
Yep, it's going to be interesting here. 4th and 9. They're setting the clock. The ref's now getting the clock set right. He's trying to get it set to the right amount because they did start the clock, but the play never happened because of the false start. So they got to go back to what it was when the ball was snapped.
And here we go, 4th down and 9 from the 46-yard
There's no ref
line.
there. They're not ready to go. 1:53 they got on the clock now. That's what they want to go back to. A couple seconds had run off when they snapped the ball on that last play. That was really not a play. Those 4 seconds should make it. And 13, Squitieri going over toward the Manatee bench. Yeah, I'd be thinking 6 here personally. The tight end, Kobe Keenan, the guy they seem to go to in big situations.
And Smith was on He's got it. Kobe Keenan for the first.
Dropped
He
it. He dropped the ball. He had him open for a first down, and he dropped it.
Oh, my goodness.
Palmetto's going to win the game. All I got to do is kneel on it.
And they need to get off the field.
Nice throw by Squinteri. Really nice throw. He threw the out, about a 12-yard out. Hit him right in the hands. There was a defender there, hit him, but.
And boy, you hate to see the game turn on that.
No, and especially the guy who's caught so many big balls all year long for Manatee. All night tonight, whenever there was a big play, it seemed like 6 was making the play.
And Palmetto's going to take over just outside their 45 to the 46-yard line. First down and 10. A minute 46 left to go in the ball game.
Manatee has 2 timeouts left.
They're going to be using those timeouts.
It looks like they're going to take a knee right here and make them use the timeouts. Well, they are handing it off to Kyrie Marshall.
And Marshall's going to be powering forward, still on his feet. Kyrie Marshall.
Once again, ball security in this situation. They're trying to strip the ball out. You got to keep 2 hands on the ball. A lot of times when you see that, though, a guy will break tackles and you get an add-on score, which.
Yeah, as you try to strip that ball out, it's not exactly sound tackling technique.
Yeah, I think Kyrie's cramping up. He's hopping off the field on one leg, so they don't have to call timeout.
And that may have led, actually, to that big gainer by. Now, we already know that Kyrie Marshall is a violent runner that can power forward, but looked like Manatee was a little sloppy on their tackling as well.
There's no timeout called. I don't know why everybody's walking out on the field. The clock's going to be running here. Did someone call a timeout?
Someone must have. They just haven't taken it off the scoreboard.
No one's called timeout. The whole Palmetto staff's out on the field.
I don't understand that.
I don't understand it either. Clock's running. The play clock's running.
How did that clock stop? It was not a first down.
He's resetting a play clock there. So he's got 40 seconds to sit there and not snap it. He shouldn't snap it. It's way too early to snap. He's got 35 seconds. They reset it for him. He needs to walk away. Okay, Xander's walking away. That's a good play by him. Because you don't need to. You want to take as much time off the clock as possible. And Manatee's got to go for the ball. They got to try to strip the ball out. If I was Palmetto, I would just take a knee here.
That's
and Manatee's going to call timeout now.
Now?
Yes, Manatee called. They waited and then called
That's a very long wait for Manatee
seconds,
to call a timeout. I mean, that pretty much ends your chances by waiting that long.
Yes.
I'm not sure what Coach Green was attempting to do there.
No, they probably should have called that timeout as soon as the play ended.
I don't even understand how that clock stopped previously. I thought they did call a timeout.
Yeah, I don't know why it stopped either. But
well, that should probably do it. I mean, you talk about the time left in this ball game now. 58 seconds. It's second down. They still haven't taken that timeout off the scoreboard yet for Manatee, but that's a Manatee timeout.
The Manatee coaches are questioning the official something about. I think they thought they had the timeout already when that clock was running.
And that might explain why they waited so long to call this timeout. They looked up there and that clock was running, but
they haven't taken one off of Manatee. It still says 2 timeouts.
This is
I don't know if that's
perplexing.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here.
And that's going to be a first down carry. Devon Thomas
2 hands, good
inside
job.
the 35-yard line to the 34, and that's going to do it.
I like the 2 hands on the ball through the entire run. And now there's a Manatee player down. Looks like he's cramping up.
And we got an official's timeout on the field for that injury. So Palmetto, though, Coach, looks like they're going to go home victorious here. Not a lot of hope left on that Manatee sideline. A 5-point deficit. Palmetto's got the ball. First down at 10. 52 seconds left to go in the game.
Yeah, they just need to take a knee now and make Manatee use those other timeouts and run the clock out. Don't try to do anything silly.
And boy, you talk about this Palmetto Tiger team. They start off the season slow, underperforming, probably by everybody's estimation and expectations. They make that change on offense, and that triggered everything. The complete turnaround for this Tiger team. They're going to take the district championship when Manatee thought that they had the easy path to it. And it's Palmetto that's going to wind up with the very first ever 4S District 13 championship in 52 seconds, unless something wacky happens here. And they are in a victory formation. Xander Smith is going to take that knee. You'd still expect Manatee to burn a timeout.
I think they're going to just let it. Well, I think they're just going to let it run down. That's it. They don't have to snap it again. It's the play clock and the scoreboard clock are perfectly in sync. And if they don't want to snap it, they don't have to. I don't know why you would. Just stand there and let it run down.
And the celebrations beginning not just in the stands with the fans, but also on the sidelines with the players. And this Palmetto team is about to get those bragging rights that we talked about. The Manatee County bragging rights, the Manatee County mythical championship. And more importantly, the Class 4S District 13 championship goes to the Palmetto Tigers. They're going to wind up winning this thing. Your final score from Joe Canaan Field at Hawkins Stadium is the Palmetto Tigers 26 and the Manatee Hurricanes 21. Congratulations to the Tigers.
Victory number 100 at Palmetto for Dave Marino.
Indeed. Congratulations to head coach Dave Marino.
I had that filed away, and I wasn't supposed to say it and jinx him, but that's his 100th win at Palmetto.
You
so
talk about
what a way to get it. What a memorable
district
one.
championship against Manatee.
Against Manatee at Manatee to win over here has got to be huge for him.
Oh, absolutely. The state championship trophy down there, bringing that to Palmetto sideline.
Maybe
I don't think Palmetto gets that trophy.
That might be like an old trophy from the old Palmetto Manatee games or something back in the old days. Oh, the new River Rumble trophy.
Is that what it's called now, the River
I guess.
Rumble? All right, well, there we go. We can name it whatever we need to, the River Rumble, but no matter how you want to slice it up, it's going to be a victory for the Palmetto Tigers, and they, once again, are your district champion. And again, your final score from Joe Canaan Field at Hawkins Stadium is the Manatee Hurricanes 21 and the Palmetto Tigers 26. And once again, I want to go ahead and thank our broadcast team up there. Adam McCune, our producer, who's put all this stuff together. Matt Messenger as well. We have Nick Backelder out there. Our students, Leanne Peak, Chad Cohen, Matthew Monroe, Haley Lopez, Allie Stephenson. And also we have our faculty sponsors from the Manatee High School TV production staff, Chris Peters and Melissa Link.
Also, the overall hospitality of the Manatee High administration and boosters, nothing more enjoyable than coming up to this press box and do a game. And the food, the drinks, the shake pit shakes, first class all the way.
You cannot beat a game at Manatee High School, that's for sure. So for all those folks that helped put this production together, and for my partner Chris Conboy, I'm Skip Wilhoit, and we want to thank you for watching the Manatee High School, the MSTV Game of the Week. And we'll be back next week as Manatee travels to Southeast High School and tries to right the ship and get ready for the playoffs. Until then, take care, folks, and we'll see you next week.